and that's Food Wars Season 2. Tours. It's Food Wars Season 2, so we are in New York City.
You did it again.
No, I said tours.
That was definitely Wars.
Really? All right, buddy, Food Tours Season 2. We're in New York City, my home turf, sorta. For the next 2 weeks, I'm taking you to the best the city has to offer: pastrami, bagels, burgers, hot dogs, bodegas, what else? Oh, and of course, pizza.
Of course.
What are you most excited to get while you're here?
Well, thanks for having me. Very excited to be in New York. I'd say maybe bagels.
Yeah.
I really, really love a good bagel.
I mean, they're the best here.
Least excited about maybe hot dogs.
Why? I told you we're doing hot dogs.
I don't really like hot dogs.
You couldn't have said something the 5 months I planned this trip?
Look, it's an iconic New York food. When in Rome, I'm gonna have to try it out. I will be open-minded. I'm willing to be converted, but yeah, right now, hot dogs, not really thrilling me.
First up though, we are about to eat ourselves to death via pizza. Wanna go get a slice? Wanna get several slices, pizza addict?
I've got my shirt on, I'm dressed for the occasion. I love pizza, no issues there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited.
I lived in New York for years, and it has some of the best food in the world. I invited my man Harry Kersh over from the UK to show him how we do things in NYC. We're visiting 5 of the best pizza places in the city, all in one day, to see if we can find New York's best pizza. This is Food Tours. First stop of the day, Bleecker Street Pizza.
So we're at Bleecker Street Pizza.
Yes.
Why are we here?
Okay, so TripAdvisor said this is one of the best slices of pizza in New York City. Food Network said this is the best slice for the past 3 years. I mean, come on. This place is normally just packed. Yeah. We're here early, thank God, to get our slice of pizza, so I thought I had to take you here.
I'm liking Bleecker Street so far. It's a friendly vibe in here. It's very cold.
I can see
We need to get this on camera.
You see my breath? Bro, it's freezing in here.
So how are we categorizing the pizza places that we're hitting today?
Glad you asked. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of different variations of what New Yorkers would consider pizza. All fantastic. But for this, I wanted to make sure we're getting the authentic New York cheese thin slice, right? Mm-hmm. Not doing the square cut, not doing the grandma cut or whatever it's called, the Sicilian grandma cut or whatever that it is. We're not going to Domino's. We might do some variations depending where we go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh.
There we go. New York slice. Talk me through some like key components, key elements here that I should be looking out for in judging.
All right, so first of all, the crust, it's gonna have this thin yet crackery but not too brittle texture to it. Now the mozzarella they use here in New York, like this low moisture cheese, the way they do that is even though it has like a greasy top on it, it kind of makes it so it melts a lot more evenly and doesn't burn as quick.
Because it's like good cheese coverage, it's like full coverage when it comes to the cheese.
But you know, okay, so it's floppy, but it's not breaking, it's not wet.
Yeah, it's still like crispy on the bottom. Yeah.
But I mean, the thing that makes it great is its taste. So you want to take a bite?
Yeah, I really, really do.
Can we?
Give it a try.
I get in there. It eludes the rest of the world on how to make pizza this good. It really does, right?
It's distinct. This is like unlike most of the pizzas that I've had in London.
Right.
There isn't really anywhere doing pizza like this in London. I really like the crispy crust. Yeah. Again, like not something you find in the UK a lot, and the texture contrast you get with that is lovely.
Yeah. It's not very greasy. Like if you make a pizza at home, you go to some places that aren't so great, it's just grease.
Also, like, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of grease. Fat is flavor. I'm liking it.
And also, as you notice, like this, it's also like portable, right? Like you just like take this on the train, take this down the street, take this to work.
Which, again, in the UK, not something that we do. I don't know if you can catch that, but Dax Shepard said this was the greatest slice of pizza he's ever had.
And it's a weird way he said it. That was the greatest slice of pizza I've ever put in my mouth.
What's he done with the other good slices of pizza?
I just recently found out you eat pizza with your mouth. Really, Dax.
Game changer.
Thanks for swinging by.
real game changer.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh, look at the steam coming off of this.
Okay, that's steamy. Yeah, I don't know if the pizza is exceptionally hot or if it's just extra cold in here.
Both, baby.
Which
Let's
it
go.
Definitely is.
Can I bite?
You
got the shots, guys.
Patience, Joe. Patience.
No, it's New York. Damn it! I don't got time.
This thing looks like scaldingly hot. I'm gonna wait for you to bite and see if you scald your mouth or not. No? Okay. Got the thumbs up.
Right? What'd I tell you? The first casualty.
This is delicious.
I'm gonna say something that sounds kind of weird.
Go on.
But the sauce on this is the star of the show.
Yeah.
It is so flavorful. You can see they even got like the tomatoes in there. Because it isn't a the distribution's a bit differently. Like, they put the cheese in the first and then ladle the sauce on there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good though.
I want the sauce to almost be the star of the show. I think obviously in the ideal world, like everything is good, everything works together, but like a really flavorful sauce where you actually taste the tomato is like, yeah, crucial. I love the basil in here as well. But yeah, this is a really good slice, damn. Is this the same cheese? Because this feels like way stringier. We're getting like cheese pulls here.
So they're doing 2 different types of cheese. The sauce is
Right.
different, but they use the regular cheese and then a second cheese.
You can kind of see because it's
Yeah.
like bubbled up a lot more.
Yes.
You get those like caramelized bits.
They really cheese it up on this one.
That's the
Not as easy to eat on the go, this slice, is it?
no.
Absolute mess.
Yeah, this one you gotta take a seat for. This one you take the
napkin.
Dax Shepherd booth.
Just Dax's usual spot, please.
Yeah,
I'm
which
fine.
is just this one, the chair facing the wall. All right, hey, we're going to like 7 other places. Calm your ass down.
True, but also I'm really hungry.
All right, well,
so-
you'll still be hungry at the next place.
All right, this was really good. As far as starting points go, pretty
Tough to beat,
excellent
right?
benchmark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Literally just across the street, our next stop, John's of Bleecker Street. Now, I want to talk about something very interesting.
Please do.
Pizza ovens.
I love pizza ovens. Let's go.
When pizza first started popping off in New York City, they were using almost primarily coal oven. Then the gas ovens got introduced sometimes I think in the 40s or 50s. A coal oven cooks way hotter. Now this is important for pizza. Pay attention now. As you're aware, Italians really up their butt about how pizza should be and more importantly should not be made. It's all nonsense. But they cook it at 850 degrees Fahrenheit. Way hotter than a standard gas oven can get. So imagine it like this is a New York style slice cooked like the traditional Neapolitan Italian way. So it's like the best of both pizza worlds.
Fusion cuisine.
It's like how when the Cheesecake Factory has Southwest egg rolls.
This is the Southwest egg roll of pizza.
Yeah, thank you.
Coal-fired ovens aren't much of a thing in the UK. If you're going to a pizza place, it's generally wood-fired ovens.
Yeah, which is weird because you guys are the land of chimney sweeps. So you guys know
course.
soot real well, it seems like.
Tiny Tim just clearing it up for us.
Dick Van Dyke's gonna come out here in a top hat and a face full of soot to bring us our pizza. So, what also sets this place apart is they don't do pizza by the slice.
Yeah.
Can't get by the slice here, so we're getting a full pie.
Nice, yeah. I mean, traditional definitely seems like the vibe of this place.
Yeah.
Sit down, these like tables and chairs that look like
yeah.
they've been here basically since they opened as well.
Oh, I forgot. No, this place wasn't vandalized. Apparently, the thing to do here is to take out a really sharp knife and carve your initials, your name, something you want to do somewhere in the wood. Recognize this right here?
Yeah, I think pepper flakes?
No.
No?
Red chili pepper flakes. You know the Chili Peppers, the band. This is them in flake form.
Ah, got it. I have seen it occasionally, whereas this is like pretty much everywhere here.
So much so when you get pizza delivered, they'll have little packets of this and little packets of Parmesan as well.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, they suck.
You just love. Really?
Yeah, they suck. The guitar, like everyone else in the band is like legit an amazing musician and can play, and they write like these really well like intricate songs.
Sure.
And this dumbass comes in, he's like, "Jibba dabba goo, ba da boo, California." Someone has to step in and stop this band. This has to stop.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
Is this
Look
not
at
the one you want to
this.
put in the bag? Is this?
No, I think this is good. I want to call your attention to how much harder cooked the crust is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, old school inside a cheese ball.
Once you get your plate right.
There we go.
All right, already just by looks, what are you thinking?
Not like maybe as homogenous in terms of the classic New York slices where the mozzarella and the sauce kind of blend together. I like the fact that the mozzarella here as well has got like a bit of that caramelization on top, kind of like bubbling. I quite like this because generally speaking, when you get the patches, you get like a bit more flavor contrast. You get like a nice sort of like crispy burn bit and then
You're
like a
learning.
normal bit.
You're learning.
I'm getting that. I'm
Yeah, it's
getting
like
the hang
this
of
guy's hosting it.
Yeah.
The sauce isn't as flavorful as the other places, but the cheese, the gooiness is incredible.
I agree. The cheese like sets this apart. There you go.
Now let's spice it up, huh?
Hit me up. Maybe not quite that many
Right,
for my weak British
A
palate.
little Anthony Kiedis
That'll do.
for you. Let's go. The other pepper. Oh, and you know what? A little salt.
This is why British food tastes bland to you guys, because you put about 8 different seasonings on every mouthful.
Yeah, that's why. I think it's your wimpy palate, or like tea you're drinking. The slices are obviously got a full pie, so slices are smaller. So even though we're gonna get a whole pie, I feel like this is equivalent of like 3 New York City slices.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Even though it's a full pizza, this is our medium.
What?
Yep. we go at least one bigger over here.
That in the UK is comfortably a large. This is a big pizza. I think you could happily feed 2 people off of this on its own. Like, do you notice the effect of the coal oven when you eat this? Like, how is this different from what we've
My
eaten?
theory on that is this. One, because it was cooked so much faster, the cheese is gooier, it hasn't mixed so much with the sauce, and I feel that the dough, you can only see, and the crust, you can see where it's a little burnt here. It's a lot crispier, right? You can see like the dustiness of the coal here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's got Dick Van Dyke all over it, buddy. I could break off this slice and like right on the concrete with it. That's how charcoaled it is. Everyone's got these annoying pizza rules that come from who cares what can and can't be on a pizza. How are you supposed to cook it? It's pizza, just eat it. I can't stand like all these like BS rules.
You're only saying that because you're from Chicago and everyone hates Chicago style.
Yeah, maybe. But pizza can be so many wonderful things if you just kind of ease up on the made-up parameters. It's funny I mentioned that because the next place we're going to is a very specific, outside-the-box sort of slice of pizza. I don't know any other place that makes it, either in New York or in the world in general. So, but to find something that's breaking all the pizza rules, baby.
Okay, the rule book's going out the window right now.
Right out the window.
Let's do it.
All right. Now, I think some people watching this might give me a little bit of attitude about this, but this is a really special slice that I think that everyone who comes to New York should try. And, yeah, I'm mixing my Red Bull and my Coke, all right?
What is going on here? Is this an American thing?
No, this is me. New York place, artichoke pizza,
Yes.
started here. Almost all of it is right here. Now this slice deviates a little bit from what we said before about trying the classic cheese tomato sauce, but I have to take you here because this slice is so ridiculous and so delicious. I think it is important for anyone who visits New York to try this slice.
Yeah.
As you can see, that tomato sauce is a white sauce, cheese, and of course, artichoke.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look like anything that we tried today. Like,
This is a way
feels like it's
thicker.
got like depth to it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. This is a lot
a
thicker
thick
of a slice, right?
Maybe the biggest slice we've had today.
This thing is ridiculous.
Cheers, buddy.
Oh my god. Creamy, right? It's got a really savory flavor, the artichoke. Have you ever tasted anything like this? Right?
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy how good this is?
Man, that is so like buttery,
Yeah, buttery.
decadent, like rich.
Yeah.
I'm already kind of full.
Yeah, man. One slice of
Man.
potato slate.
That's
Yeah.
wild. I don't know what I was expecting, but that's like fantastic.
That's really great, right?
Yeah.
Definitely a must make come to New York.
Yeah.
And it's weird because, by all accounts of the pizza purists, so I'm just projecting all this negative attention towards, I don't know who I'm talking about specifically.
These
I mean,
guys.
yeah, no tomato sauce. Artichoke is obviously not a common topping. So it's a lot bigger than a New York City slice, so I can see a lot of people being like, oh, it doesn't count. But then they taste it's like, yeah, but it's,
Yeah.
as far as taste goes, absolutely fantastic.
Some people seem to just innovate for the sake of it, whereas this, I think, there's a purpose to it. I think, yeah, like buttery is my adjective. Genuinely just like so velvety and rich. That's kind of wild.
This is a slice that, if you love it, nothing else. I can't think of anything else you can get. Any other pizza. I don't know any other place doing pizza like this.
Was that like a
corn-
share?
the corniest song possible.
You have those moods where you're craving like a specific food.
Yeah.
If you're craving like a slice of cheese pizza,
Yeah.
a lot of places that you could get it from. Whereas I guess, yeah, if you're craving an artichoke pizza,
Yeah.
they've got you cornered.
I used to live by the one in Bushwick, and it was a problem.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, obviously, it's a slice of pizza.
Yes.
Some
And we're
people-
in New York.
We're in New York. Some people might say this isn't a New York slice. Would you say this is a New York slice?
Yes, I would, Harry. But, I'm not really into like following a specific set of rules just for the sake of rules. So
That seems to be your vibe. You're the bad boy. Don't play by the rules.
that's right. This jacket at a collar, straight up. All right, enough of this. We got
Yeah,
more
man.
pizza to eat. I got more Red Bull and Cokes to make.
I hate that so much.
Ready to go? Come on, let's go. That Red Bull's kicking in, baby.
All right.
Our next stop might be the favorite for the tourists. It's Joe's. All right, buddy. So I got, of course, slice of classic cheese. Then I got their fresh mozzarella slice. And then the reason I'm holding this like this is for two reasons. One,
Yes. I
I only have two hands. Two, you see how it's dangling down over there?
I do.
See the dangle, the tongue, the pizza tongue?
Big slices.
I don't want to put this on the table.
No.
That has never been cleaned because it's New York City. Here you go this
And
one.
then you take the top one, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
My only concern with this situation is that this happens, and now I've got like pizza on my hands, but that's fine.
New York City, baby.
It's New York.
The reason I'm taking you to Joe's is arguably the most famous in New York.
Yes.
It's very good, but this one is like almost pop culture famous. It was in Spider-Man. So,
I'm trying to remember which Spider-Man film it was in. I feel like there's a lot of pizza in Spider-Man, but
It's Spider-Man 2.
is it the Tobey Maguire one?
yeah. Bit of trivia about Joe's that is not really food related is that it's so famous in the city that pizza places will open up with Joe's in the name, like Little Joe's, Joe Junior's.
Yes.
So Joe's is always having to like sue places, pizza places, be like, Original Joe's. It's like, nah, that ain't happening.
Cease and
Joe
desist.
himself hops on the horn. It's like, nah, man. So notice how this slice, a little bit flimsier, but they didn't cut it in half.
A lot of color on the bottom there.
yeah.
This is quite a good char going on.
Like, it looks a little more saucy,
Yeah, it does.
which is good. But this slice, I mean, this is a tourist destination. There's a good reason
Yeah.
why. I mean, other people shooting videos in here, so you know it's the spot.
He's dressed a lot more smartly than we are.
Are we supposed to dress up
I
for
feel
this?
like I'm feeling underdressed now.
Yeah, dig in, buddy.
Okay, here
Good
we go.
enough for one of the Spider-Mans.
Tobey Maguire,
Uh-huh.
the best one.
Sauce, right? The sauce, right? It's thin and it's floppy, so it deceitfully looks like it's going to be a simple slice. Nothing simple about this.
No.
Flavors of the sauce,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
This is
I'm into
perfect.
this. This is really good. Well seasoned, like nice and salty, satisfying, savory.
So you can imagine why just pizza places open up all over the city. That's like, yeah, we're also Joe's. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to call everyone's attention to, like, it's pretty well cooked, right? It's pretty crispy
Very
here, but
much
it
so.
isn't.
Oh.
It isn't breaking. It isn't falling over.
It's a really weird mix of like crispy but also kind of soggy.
Now, while you're working on that, I want to tell you about this next slice. This is the fresh mozzarella slice. As you can see, a little more generous with the sauce, not so much in the cheese. What I like about this slice is exactly what we were talking about before. This is like almost all sauce.
Yes. Saucy boy right here. Talk to me about the pronunciation of mozzarella.
Oh, that's how they call them, The Sopranos.
I'm excited about the amount of sauce on this.
Yeah. This is going to be a floppier.
This is going to be like a full fold.
All right, ready? Go.
Let's go. I'm actually going to say, I think I just prefer the classic cheese.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting myself to, because I think
It's crazy, man. I figured you for a sauce head. I thought you were going to be like, give me the sauce.
I kind of am, but for some reason,
Yeah?
the combination of the cheese and sauce on this one is working better for me.
Me personally, I'm going to say that as much as I love the flavor of this slice, when you talk about a New York slice, it isn't just eating it, it's how you're eating it. Joe's, I could eat this one-handed, while surfing the internet on my phone. This one requires a little more attention, so.
Yeah, it's this one. No contest.
Wow.
Stick to the classics. If you come into Joe's.
That's right. It has to be regular, it has to be Joe's Pizza. Not Little Joe's, not Duke of Joe's,
No,
not Classic Joe's, Famous Joe's, Original Joe's.
Duke of Joe's.
Yeah, right?
When are we going to Harry's Pizza? Is that the next stop?
I never heard of this. Have fun. I need that dump.
So I mean, this is like a wildly popular tourist spot.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm kind of into it. I was worried it would be a complete tourist trap.
Yeah.
Really bad quality, cheap. I feel like you can't get complacent just with the sheer amount of competition.
Yeah.
If you got even a little bit complacent, someone else is like
Yeah.
zooming in and stealing it.
You still want to have some more pizza? I know we've eaten a lot.
I can always eat pizza.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's go to the next spot. Come on. Let's leave it there.
Leave it there, that's fine. The pigeons can have it.
I don't know where Harry went. He's on his own. He's from London. He can figure out the train system. I want some of that pizza. We're right by the Brooklyn Bridge, as you saw. We're in the town of Dumbo, named after the elephants. It's one of the biggest chains. They have like 43 locations
Damn.
of this chain, so
Okay.
they're doing pretty well.
Speaking of.
Yes. Oh, man.
Thank you. Look at these.
I forget if I mentioned this, but here in New York, people think that one of the reasons why New York City pizza is so good is the water.
Yeah, I've
You
heard
get
this.
basically- I've heard this too. Some people say yes, some people say no, but in 2010, they got a bunch of scientists together to actually examine the water, and then at all their other locations, apparently they have this machine, this proprietary machine or process where they can remake New York City water at their location, so when they make the dough, it's with the special water.
That's pretty cool.
I personally think that's nonsense, but good on them for doing it. I mean, it's cool.
I mean, the pizza's been pretty good today. Maybe it is the water that's making a difference. Who's to say? So these look amazing. What have we got here? So we got the classic like cheese margarita.
The signature of the Brooklyn Bridge just has sausage, ricotta, tomatoes. Fantastic. Oh wow, that's very good. Very good. Look at this guy. Man, you got a cheesy slice.
Cheers, my man.
A few sips for mine. I don't know where they went. The sauce is the star of the show. Reminiscent to me, the flavor a lot like John's.
Yeah.
Looks like they'd really scorched this pizza at high heat. It's like gooey and kind of melted.
So it's another coal-fired one like John's?
Yeah, it's another coal-fired. So you can see like the burnt top, but also like how the stuff kind of melted together but stayed separate. They have when it cooks so fast, they don't blend right away.
I like it. Like almost like a stronger cheese taste than some of the places today.
Yeah.
The cheese itself has a bit more of a flavor.
I mean, I'm curious about the Brooklyn Bridge one. I might just jump into this right now. Can I slice this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's give this one.
Why not?
I touched it, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's so cheesy, man.
Surprise.
Oh, speaking of. Even more cheese to your cheese.
No.
It's maybe not as strong, a kind of like coal finish charred flavor. I personally, I think, want more of that.
Me too. I'm gonna feel like I literally just took it off the coals.
Like I'm just biting into a piece of charcoal.
Yeah, look at this. I've noticed the bubbles here. Oh, wow.
See, yeah, I really
That's all that flavor.
I love the like charred bits. It's so tasty.
We have to put charcoal in it. Like that's really popular with like soaps and toothpaste and stuff. Like,
Is that
Right.
is that a scam or does that actually do anything? Like
I'm
activated
certain
charcoal?
it does nothing. My wife, she used the charcoal toothpaste,
Sure.
and all it did was turn our sink black. Instead, like the white foam was like black foam. It's like, please stop doing this.
That's just how it looks when the average
not gonna
British person brushes their teeth anyway, so it's fine.
Such a cup of tea. Why is it all just? Well, when you do it only on Sundays.
I brush my teeth once a week, whether it needs it or not.
Whether it needs it or not. These are the best pizza places. I felt like taking you today in New York City. But what are some of your vibes? Where are you at?
I mean, overall, I think we've had some fantastic slices. I think we've like covered quite a few vibes as well.
Yeah.
I like the vibe in here. It's a bit more of like a old school, like red and white tablecloth, family joint. And then obviously we've hit the slice shop where you just grab, go. Very authentic New York experience. So
that's a good point, yeah.
I think between all of these, we've covered like what feels like a lot.
Like, I want to take you just like the top ones when they get like a good sense of what New York City has to offer. Pizza consumption, just in general, for a lot of people, is how much meat you can put on it, or how many different varieties of things, and eating a lot of it. And when I look at all the places I went here, most part of it was just sauce, cheese, bread, main elements.
I think that's a great point. Just given how few ingredients there are, the small differences are really noticeable. Little differences in the crust or the type of cheese or how you're cooking it really can make a very, very different experience. I think in terms of the best individual slice we've had today, the Nana slice at Bleecker Street is probably my favorite.
Okay.
However,
but wait, there's more.
I wasn't blown away by their cheese slice. I think if I were to come back to New York, or if a friend of mine were visiting and wanted a pizza recommendation, I think I'd actually go with John's of Bleecker Street. I think that coal-fired pie was fantastic.
You think better than this coal-fired?
I think better than this one. I think the sauce and the cheese tasted better. And you got more of the kind of like coal-fired, smoky flavor. The char on it was lovely. I just like the vibe in there as well.
I think this is the best slice we've had today. This is
Really?
because before I thought John's was going to win it, I've strangely become smitten with this sauce. It has a flavor to it that I absolutely love. And though we've been eating pizza all day, I'm struggling to not grab this slice and shove it in my face.
I feel like often as we go through the day and we get more full and more sick of eating pizza,
I know.
The later places might struggle, but you've had the opposite.
Yeah. Now I want to point out that our two favorites were from the coal fire ovens.
True.
You know what? I'm kind of not surprised by that.
No.
Maybe because it gave it a distinct flavor you don't get normally, but I would argue that a coal fire oven just produces better pizza. Yeah.
I just really like these little charred bits. I think for me, that's like almost the highlight of the pizza.
That slice is yours. You keep touching it.
Just fiddling
Yeah,
around with the
cheese.
little,
All right,
the little
we get
brown
it.
bit.
It's yours. It's fine.
We've also given our favorite slots to whole pizza places rather than a pick up and go slice spot. Is grabbing a slice and walking around actually not the move?
I didn't even think about that thing. You're right. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's just sitting down. Maybe we just like that because they got the sit.
I do love sitting down. How about for next time I'm in town, we try and find a place that does coal-fired pizza by the slice.
All right, you can do that research. I don't want to.
It's fine. I'll do it. I'll see you for part 2.
Okay. One challenge down. We spent the whole day eating New York City style pizza. How you feeling?
That we did. I'm not actually feeling too bad.
Oh, that's good.
I feel like we had like reasonable self-control. We weren't like putting away all of every slice. So I'm not feeling too bloated, but it's shoot 1 of like 7 or 8 that we had planned. So
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
I feel like I'm not going to get overconfident just
All
yet.
right, cool.
We had some good pizza though. You like it?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I can eat pizza every day. This was great, but I have even more amazing NYC food I want to take it to, and you'll see it in this next episode. Take it away, person editing this. Here we are at Grace Papaya. This place is legendary for street noise and also hot dogs.
Yes.
Any New Yorker will tell you if you want to get a good idea of how great hot dogs can be in this city, gotta take them to Grace.
All right, I'm here for it. Should we try it out?
Yeah, I'll see you.
Let's go.
Yeah, I want to do 2 of the specials. Let's do the hot dogs with kraut, onion, and mustard, and 2 of the pineapple drinks. Oh, papaya, sorry. We get these to go.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, a bag of dogs and a drink, buddy. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go eat this in the park. There's no room in here. Come on,
okay.
Check it out. Well, there it is.
Beautiful. Who let the dogs out, am I right?
All right, so this is Gray's Papaya, and we got 2 New York dogs and their papaya flavored drink. I guess the standard New York hot dog is onions and sauerkraut and mustard.
Sure.
I know you like kraut, right?
Yeah, I like kind of anything pickled or mustardy. So,
Yeah.
like in terms of toppings, this is very much up my street.
Fantastic. So let's take a bite of the dog, then we'll take a sip of the papaya drink, and we'll see how you feel afterwards. Ready?
I'm intrigued to see how this combination works together.
Yeah.
Because this is not something that we find in the UK.
Yeah, I'm
So,
starving, so let's do this.
All right, man.
Yeah. The snap of the dog is 100% beef. Dog. Flavorful. Goes really well. I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess the acidity
Yeah, man.
of the kraut pairs with the snappiness, the full flavor of the dog.
Coming from someone who doesn't eat a lot of hot dogs or love hot dogs, me, this is actually really, really good. I feel like they've mastered the topping ratios here.
Yeah.
There's like just enough onions to kraut to mustard to beef to really kind of balance this all out.
Yeah.
It really works together.
The papaya drink, it's fantastic. And with the saltiness and the vinegariness of the dog, paired with this, fantastic.
I can't say I've eaten many papaya things before.
Get in there, buddy. It can't be 100% papaya juice, right? Like 100%?
Ooh.
No, they can't do that, right? How expensive would that drink be if that was 100% papaya juice?
You definitely wouldn't be able to get a combo for
no
$4 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
This is really good.
it's very good, right?
This is like, the texture's quite creamy, I would say. Do you get that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And sweet. Yeah, I think that does actually work really well as a combination, which
Fantastic.
is not what I was expecting. I don't know if this reference will hold up in the US, but hopefully the UK viewers will get this.
Let's go.
For some reason, this tastes exactly like a vanilla mini milk ice lolly.
I do know what that is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You had one of those before?
I had one years ago when I was there, but it's not something that like I clamor for.
They're not even like super common because it's kind of like for kids.
Yeah.
But it's a very nostalgic flavor, and honestly, I get exactly this.
Yeah, we have something similar here, usually referred to as a dreamsicle. It is a vanilla popsicle. I think you said iced lolly.
Yeah.
It's orange and cream, so it's not vanilla. It's an orange and cream popsicle. It isn't exactly this because obviously that's orange. This does have though that tropical fruit and cream combo that is really good.
I will say again, for a self-confessed, not really hot dog enjoyer,
Yeah.
I have just kind of passively found myself eating this whole thing.
Yeah, because you're eating
pretty good.
you're eating those UK dogs. Who knows what they're putting in there? That's all American beef dog, buddy.
In the UK, it's way more common to get a pork frankfurter. And maybe that has something to do with why I'm enjoying this one slightly more. It's definitely got more of like a savory taste to it that I'm used to,
Yeah.
which I'm really enjoying.
All right, on to the next spot. Let's go.
Let's go.
Harry and I already had enough of eating outdoors, so I brought us to some familiar territory, a dark and noisy bar named McSorley's Old Ale House. This bar's been here since I think the 1800s. It might not seem that big of a deal for you coming from London, but here in America, that's really old.
Yeah, for you guys, that seems like it's been around a while. Almost when you were founded, I forget when that was.
Yeah, this is definitely New Amsterdam days.
Okay. No, it does
place-
kind of remind me of like a British pub. It's
This
nice.
place is amazing. It's ridiculous. They have two types of beer, dark or light. You have the light, I have the dark. Houdini was here once. Abraham Lincoln drank here. E.E. Cummins mentioned it in a poem.
So I'm not even the most famous Harry to have drunk here.
Harry Styles dropped in after his Los
of
Breweries.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sold that Madison Square Garden. He went right to McSorley's.
Right to McSorley's.
Where everyone was like, "Who is this child?" Anyway, the one thing about this place that most people don't know about is they have a fantastic hot dog.
Okay, I'm here for it.
Dude, you know what they have here that's totally ridiculous? You get a plate of onions, cheese, and like saltine crackers.
Like cooked onions?
No, they're wrong.
Okay.
We're not getting it, but I want to say for the record, that's totally not normal.
Well, now I feel like we should get it, now that you've mentioned it.
Can we do 2 hot dogs and a plate of the cheese and crackers and
On the
onions?
hot dogs, you want chili and sauerkraut, one of each, or
I think just the sauerkraut, maybe?
Just a sauerkraut, one sauerkraut for each. Yeah, thanks, bud.
you need a couple more ales?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, come on,
Like,
do
yeah,
it.
for props. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Did he do 2 hands or 1?
I think he had all of those in one hand.
No.
How many of those can you do in one hand? Because I cannot do 8. He
impossible.
definitely did that with one hand.
It's impossible. No, that
I'm
was
gonna
not
see how
one
many I
hand.
can do in one hand. I reckon like 3 or maybe 4.
I feel like 4. Do I have tiny hands? Oh, here we go.
There we go. Thank you. There we go.
I love this sleeve of
Just a
saltines.
full sleeve of
Full sleeve
saltines.
of saltines.
I don't know that I've ever had a saltine cracker, you know.
You haven't?
I don't think so. They're not really a thing in the UK.
Oh no, this is like what you get with soup.
Yeah.
I know there's a dog. Oh, is this mustard too here? I was kind of rude about it, but the onion's kind of winning me over.
That's immediately come around on that.
Let's dip that. Well, oh my god, that is some strong mustard. Definitely try that mustard. Oh man,
I love a bit of strong mustard.
oh, yeah, with the
It's like,
mustard.
it's like English mustard, man. That is hot.
Now is
powerful stuff.
that Grey Poupon level?
Is what?
Grey Poupon. You know what a Grey Poupon is?
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know what Grey Poupon mustard is?
Grey poupon.
Yeah,
what are you
gray.
saying?
Poupon. First word gray.
Yes.
Second word poupon.
Poop.
Well, not poop. Poupon. There was this ad campaign in the 80s where they made it seem like this brown mustard called Grey Poupon was like a really fancy mustard. And you see one guy sitting in the back of a nice town car. He's like eating a meal in the back seat of his car. And the second car pulls up. Another rich guy rolls in the window. He's like, "Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?" And the guy's like, "But of course." And then when he hands him the jar, and the guy goes to get it from one window to the next, they pause that and like, "Grey Poupon, this mustard's fancy." I don't know what they make a joke of it in Wayne's World.
If we're talking mustard in the UK, like English mustard, I guess like Coleman's probably has the market cornered on that one.
Okay.
But yeah, this is good. This is like some powerful stuff. And weirdly, yeah, I'm kind of enjoying the onion. Joe wipes the sawdust off his back.
Okay, well, this dog's gonna flip your Grey Poupon when you try. I'm telling you, buddy.
Hey, thank
That's
you.
what I'm
Look
talking
at
about. Now, this looks real good. Thank you so
Nice.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Okay. They're not
Alright.
did I tell you they're not playing with this hot dog, dude? This is for real.
This looks
You
like
get
a
little bit of mustard
serious
too.
hot dog, man.
You got to have a little bit of the mustard ahead of time with the
Yes.
cheese
Got
and
a
the
little,
onion.
a little
but
taste already. It's
I'm going
powerful
to-
stuff. I feel like you use it kind
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
sparingly.
yeah. This mustard, I mean, like, this will clear your sinuses.
Man, I'm excited.
Yeah, this dog is ridiculous.
This looks pretty good, man.
Ready?
All right.
Let's get in here.
I think I'm ready.
Let me tell you, how good is this dog? Whoa, that mustard just hit. It's a Feltman's hot dog,
Right. Okay.
right? It's different from the other ones we've had today.
Who are Feltman's?
Probably one of the oldest hot dog companies in the U.S., certainly in New York.
Right.
Others have moved in, but they're sticking with the originals.
Okay, but they don't have too many hot dog stands, right?
It's not as common as you think.
Sure. There is a definite difference in the taste there,
It really tastes a difference, right?
and the casing is really good. There's like a real
There's
snap
a good
on the
snap
casing.
to it. Yes, I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Look, it even has like the excess casing here. Like I don't know what that means, but it feels like because of that, it's more natural.
That looks like you know the sausage you see in like Tom and Jerry, when it looks like a balloon knot on the end. It's like that.
Like the sausage links. As it didn't cut it. Oh man, you get a chance, try a bite on the other end with just the dog. The meat, it's impeccable.
It's really good, man.
Right?
I will say, like when it arrived, it looked like a lot of sauerkraut, but it's not the most like aggressive sauerkraut you've ever had, right? It's like fairly gentle, not overly tangy and in your face.
Dude,
You getting the mustard?
yeah, I get like a mustard pocket. I was about to agree with you. That thing just goes, that just goes right up your nose.
It really does. Mustard heat is weird because it's more that like
I love
wasabi,
it.
like
Yeah.
attached to like the back of your nose.
But I love this.
It's really good.
It's really
Really
good.
good.
I told you, man, this dog is incredible.
This is a serious hot dog.
Yeah,
man.
this might be the one to beat.
Man.
Like eating with caution. I keep hitting like, right? You getting the mustard at the end there?
Man. You take a bite, you chew, you think you're in the clear,
Yeah.
and then you hit a pocket of mustard.
You get real cocky. You get real cocky with your breathing again. You're like, now that it's out of my mouth, time to inhale.
I'm in the clear.
Gotcha. Yeah. Man,
You have deleted that dog. Wow.
I think the dog, and with nothing on it, if I just got that with just the dog and bun, I still would be very, very pleased. The way that,
Yeah, let me try just
Yeah.
like a little bit of the sausage on its own.
yeah, freestyle just the dog. That might be the best snap we have all day. That might be the best one. That's like, right?
It's so flavorful.
Right? It's like what I imagine biting someone's finger off would be like. Just pop, right?
That's not how I wanted to imagine it.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But you do you.
Yeah.
Considering how spicy it is and how much it like almost hurts, it's like so moreish. You just you want to keep going back every time.
It's almost like eating hot wings in a certain way, where like the pain of it, and then like the endorphin rush after it, like adds to it.
Why do humans do that? It's like things that are like spicy, really sour. We just like can't get enough of it.
And now I'm kind of picking at the onions
Well, I mean,
again.
we've still got like half a sleeve of saltines to get through, so you know,
We'll get those to go.
perfect for dessert.
Well, as much as I'd love to stay in a bar all day and night, we unfortunately have to go and eat more hot dogs. So let's finish these 7 or 8 more beers that
several
they
beers.
gave us.
Yeah, cool.
And then on to more hot dogs.
I'll drink to that one. Cheers, buddy.
One quintessential New York hot dog experience is getting one at one of the blue and yellow umbrellaed carts that's right by Central Park. So here we are on 93rd Street, I think. I get 2 dogs from my guy, get over to the park, hang out and eat them.
Sounds good.
Nice, let's do it. Behold the dog. Mustard, sauerkraut, and onions. I don't know what he put on this, to be honest. The guy was moving lightning fast.
He really was. Yeah, he knew his stuff.
$2 for a dog. Did you notice that?
I did. That's cheap.
That's really cheap.
Is that like the standard kind of street hot dog price? Because we're right next to Central Park. We're in a good location.
Yeah, I know it varies.
Yeah.
I think that guy, he's in it for the love of the game. His car was wrapped in plastic like it had just been murdered. Yeah, right? There's like a crime scene.
It did a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, great. But he's working hard, so we'll do his dogs proud. But I'm,
All right.
I'm actually really hungry. So
Yeah, let's give it a try and then we'll discuss.
Not as much of a distinct flavor as the dog we've had before today, but still an incredibly good hot dog.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I think like often in the UK, hot dogs tend to be boiled rather than grilled.
Yeah.
I know sometimes places will boil them here, like this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good point. These are boiled. Yeah.
I think generally speaking, I prefer the texture of like a grilled one because you get more of like a snap on the crust.
Yeah.
But you still get like a little bit of that here. And honestly, it like hasn't changed the flavor that much, I don't think.
Yeah.
Still tastes fairly similar.
Yeah. This is like a nostalgia play, you know?
Yeah, so he put ketchup on this one.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on ketchup on hot dogs? Because some people find that controversial.
Who gives a shit? Put whatever you want on your dog. I can't stand this. We did it with the pizza episode the other day. Like, blah, pineapple. Like,
It's true.
put whatever you want on your hot dog. Who cares?
People have rules. Some people like to stick to the rules.
Absolutely nonsense.
You're more of a maverick.
Don't
That's
you think
fine.
it's a weirder topping, sauerkraut and onion? Right? Everyone's like ketchup. It's like, hold on. Ketchup's the third weird thing on here. Right? Apparently, the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council, A, there is one, and B, they released a statement, because they release statements, saying something to the tune of, you can put ketchup on your hot dog until you're like 13 or 14, and then after add that, like be an adult or whatever, grow up.
I love the existence of a national hot dog and sausage council. The
Yeah.
word council is brilliant there.
Yeah,
Not
keep-
like organization,
Yeah.
council, like the council
Yeah.
has spoken.
Yeah, these carts like this, they're all over the city, but this one specifically on 93rd, Billy's, I'm assuming that was Billy himself who helped us, has hundreds of 5-star reviews. It's almost like the most popular or well-reviewed hot dog cart in the entire city. So if I'm taking to one, you got to take it to the best one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder why he's got the best one. The location's great. We're right
Yeah.
on Central Park. That's pretty cool. And he seemed like he knew his stuff.
Yeah, he's a perfectly nice guy.
Yeah.
I just think it's insane to be rating a hot dog cart. Just eat it and
little
get out
bit,
with your
right?
life. Really bizarre to be like, 2 stars. Like, what?
Unless I got like the worst food poisoning ever and I logged on to give a bad rating. I don't know, like how are you gonna have
You
like
get so you get the worst food poisoning ever, and you give it a bad review. You don't call the health inspector. Call that guy.
I feel like that feels too much.
I'll
like,
show that. That's the British in you. Like, well, I don't want to be
Yeah.
impolite, so let's
Yeah,
give him
that
2
feels too
stars.
rude.
Yeah.
That's too much like snitching.
Went
whereas
to
just
the
a bad
hospital.
review is like,
2
come on.
stars.
Dog was pretty good on the way down.
yeah,
That's pretty good.
I finished up. We got more hot dogs to eat.
All right, buddy, let's go.
From there, we made our way to Madison Square Park for our next dog. We're here at Madison Square Park, the original Shake Shack location. Now, it used to actually be a shack, probably right there, that sold hot dogs. Then eventually burgers and shakes got in the mix. But this is where it happened, all right here at this park.
Damn.
This hot dog is one of the highest rated hot dogs in the city. But that might be because the Shake Shack is highly rated and they also sell hot dogs here.
Okay.
I
So they've
don't
kind
know.
of like hacked TripAdvisor a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But this is the dog that launched 1,000 shacks then.
that's right. So, of course, we have to show off this insane debacle of a hot dog. I believe it's called like a flat top hot dog.
Right.
And
'Cause
the
I
reason
guess
they
you
do that,
cut it
they
and
cut
then
it
you
in
can
half,
press
they
it
put
on
it down,
the
something
grill.
called like the butterfly cuts.
Sure.
The idea is if you're making a hot dog and an earthquake strikes,
Of course.
it doesn't roll off of the grill because
Got it.
it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, I think the original Shake Shack guy used to, his first job was making hot dogs on a pirate ship.
On
I
a-
don't know,
on a-
for whatever
on a
reason.
fault line.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
It looks pretty well cooked. There's like a nice bit of color on there.
I'm biting this dog, see how it tastes?
Cheers, let's
Cheers.
go.
Yeah, the char taste really comes through with this. I almost, in a weird way, I almost wouldn't want to put anything on this.
I do slightly disagree with you. I do think
Oh.
it needs some moisture, is the main thing.
Oh, I meant toppings.
Toppings.
You know what I mean? Like just like spray with a little bit of water or whatever.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
No, I think like a little bit of sauce or like some caramelized onion or something, just to kind of, you know, aid it on the way down. But the dog itself is really tasty. It's got like a chewier texture than I've had before. I would make some changes with like the toppings. I think
Okay.
if this came with some grilled onions and maybe a little mustard, I'd be a happy man.
Did somebody say toppings?
I did say toppings.
All right. Funny you should mention toppings. I did have a bit of an ulterior motive bringing you here. This Shake Shack actually has a Chicago-style dog. And me being from Chicago, I think the Chicago-style dog is the best style of hot dog, at least in America.
Keep your voice down, man. We're in
I
New
know.
York.
Oh,
Yeah,
please.
crazy.
And I wasn't sure if any other places we were going today is going to have one, so I want to make sure you got at least to try one while you're here. Here it is. Feast your eyes on, that's right, I said it, the best hot dog combination in America, the Chicago-style dog. Okay,
Damn.
I did notice they split the hot dog and did it how they normally do. That's not a Chicago way of doing it.
Sure.
But you got tomato wedges, diced white onion, relish, sport peppers, celery salt, yellow mustard, and a wedge of a pickle. So you mentioned before that you kind of were responding favorably to the sauerkraut having that vinegariness to it.
Yes.
Right?
Love a bit of tang. Yeah.
This is all tang. Even though I don't like pickles,
Yeah.
I do like the wedge on the dog.
You'll make an exception for
I make an
for a
exception for a
Chicago
Chicago dog, always.
Does this look like reasonably authentic then, as a Chicagoan?
Yeah, so far it does. The bun should be a poppy seed bun, but we don't cut them in half. It's a regular boiled hot dog.
I've never had
close
one of
enough.
these before.
Okay,
I'm excited. Let's
okay, let's
go.
go.
You're destroying that thing. Wow. The way you're going in on that.
Yeah.
I guess you like it.
Yeah, I've had a few
Like
before.
it?
This right here is the secret ingredient. These sport peppers, the little green peppers. They're not very spicy,
No.
They have a little bit of a kick to them, but they're so good. And a tiny, like a snap to them. Fantastic, fantastic dog.
This is really good.
Yeah, right? Told you.
Why do we not put pickles on hot dogs more? This is delicious.
I don't know why not.
See, this is more up my street because it's got plenty of moisture in here.
Yeah.
There's like texture contrast
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah.
on. You get crunch, you get snap, you get chew.
I don't know if we can consider that a contender for a New York hot dog video.
You and I might not be welcome back in New York if we say that the best dog in New York is a Chicago-style dog.
Bring
but,
it.
You know, that's on them. If they can't offer something better than this, then
It's their
we'll
fault.
see. Can you please explain the term glizzy to me? Because I've seen this all over the internet.
I think that's what people nickname a hot dog.
Really?
Hot dogs suddenly became like not cool to eat. I'm normalizing eating hot dogs. Not with these kids on their apps making fun of it. All right, I'm gonna finish this beer. We got more glizzies to eat.
I'm ready to gulp some more glizzy, man. Let's head off.
Someone please isolate that audio, make it a viral TikTok audio. I will take the shame to be sort of famous. No New York hot dog tour would be complete without a trip to Nathan's Famous over in Coney Island. I know we've been eating hot dogs all day.
That we
This
have.
is a bit of a haul. Went pretty far south, but I had to take you to Nathan's, the world famous, the one and only, here in Coney Island, also home of the hot dog eating competition.
Yes.
Your boy Kobayashi.
Even I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's horrifying and fascinating in equal measure.
Nathan's has been here since 1916. It started as a hot dog stand. And remember we were talking earlier about Feltman's hot dogs?
Yes.
When Nathan's opened, they undercut them by selling 5-cent hot dogs instead of 10-cent hot dogs. So that rivalry runs deep. They have locations all over the world. You can get Nathan's hot dogs in grocery stores all over the country and possibly also internationally. It is the quintessential hot dog, arguably the most famous one, and I think you should see why. Also, if you're listening, you can hear we're only steps away from the Coney Island Carnival, grounds, rides, the whole thing. So
Yeah.
all that screaming is people on roller coasters, not people eating hot dogs.
Sure, that's reassuring to know.
Okay.
I do love how I'm here, and it feels like I could also be somewhere on the British coastline.
Really? Why is
I
that?
feel like just coasts in general, or at least in the UK and the US, from what I've experienced, have that similar kind of like rundown charm, I would say. It's not like glamorous
funny way of
over
putting it,
here,
yeah.
but it's very fun. It's nostalgic, and I like it. So yeah,
Nice.
I feel right at home, and I'm ready to eat this hot dog.
All right, once again, we got the sauerkraut, we got the onions on here.
This is a pretty good looking hot dog. I
It
like
is-
the color on the onions.
Yeah. It's a thinner Frank, but that's to be expected. I know Nathan's they're a little bit thinner. I think a hot dog eating competition would be a lot better if they had to eat ones with the toppings on it. That'd be really funny, right?
That would be.
All right,
That's the challenge on hard mode.
But before we go any further, we gotta eat this dog. See how
do,
it
man.
tastes. Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, so good. So good.
As far as first bites go, really, really good.
Even though it's like thinner than most we've seen today, it does have a really good snap to it. Incredibly flavorful, 100% beef. They just have like a distinct flavor. The Frank has a distinct flavor that I could probably pick out of a hot dog lineup, right?
I'd say, although this is a beef Frank, tastes fairly similar to some of the more like pork-based frankfurters that we're used to maybe in the UK.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, something to do with the seasoning, the texture as well. It's quite like homogeneous, I guess, the texture. I feel like some of the ones we've had, maybe you can taste like more distinct bits of meat, whereas
Okay.
this is kind of like just one solid piece of meat.
Yeah. I like how this place is like a hot dog complex. You know, something we're in line there. It's like
This is
just
huge.
running through hot dogs like
Churning
crazy.
them
Over
out.
there. Yeah, they're churning them up.
Friendly vibe in there. I
Yeah,
like it.
really nice. Yeah. This dog is as iconic as Coney Island itself. If you are
Yeah.
here, you're eating a hot dog.
Yeah, can you kind of like separate Coney Island from Nathan's, or are they kind of just one and the same?
One of them.
Yeah. You're enjoying it so much that you wanted your pants to get a taste of that too.
I know, God, yeah. I'm a wreck. I've had 20 hot dogs today.
And about 5 beers.
Yeah. I think it's the hot dogs.
The kraut's really good here. Crunchy,
Yeah.
tangy. Honestly, like I added mustard, but I'm not sure it needs it because you actually get quite a lot of sourness from the sauerkraut
Yeah.
and a little bit from the onions.
If you had to enter the hot dog competition tomorrow, how many dogs do you think you could put away?
What was the record again?
I don't know if it's a record, but Kobayashi did like 69.
Nice.
And that's in 10 minutes, I think?
That's a lot. In 10 minutes, I could.
I can't eat 69 hot dogs in a year.
No.
Kidding me?
If I was really hungry, I reckon I could maybe do 10.
I
In 10 minutes.
hot dogs. I have 10 hot dogs.
How many do you think in 10 minutes?
I bet you put away 6 and then you puke. Right?
You got so little faith, man. We eat fast food professionally. You think our stomachs aren't used to that?
Oh, God. You think it would be, my
Oh, sorry.
I feel like my stomach's getting more sensitive. It screams. Like, it's pretty jarring. Like, they're okay.
They're fine, they're fine.
Yeah. We spent the whole day eating hot dogs, went all around the city to decide what was the best hot dog you had today. Let's run down a few. Every hot dog I think was great for its own reasons.
Yep.
Braised papaya, I think, was just a classic dog, right? The snap, the texture, that was a good start. But
Yep.
you know, the one that we had near Central Park, it was just like the nostalgia play, right? It just was, you know, this is what it's all about. Having a hot dog in the park, contemplating your existence, the futility of your existence, if I may. That was great. Shake Shack, I mean, maybe I'm biased, we got that Chicago dog. The Chicago dog I think was very good. But their actual regular dog is much like the hate on the butterfly cut in half thing. It did have a nice flavor to it.
Yeah.
McSorley's, I mean, that whole thing was just ridiculous. That specific Frank they had on there. I love the sauerkraut too. And then here, look at the size of this building. You don't give a building this big unless you're selling some serious hot dogs, right?
You really don't.
You're moving a lot of dogs. So it's a real hard choice. But what do you think? What are some things that stood out to you?
The main takeaway for me is that New York has slightly changed my opinion on hot dogs.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I wasn't much of a hot dog guy.
Yeah.
But honestly, we've had some really great hot dogs pretty much at every location, to the point where I think in the future, I would now voluntarily eat a hot dog. I would go out of my way to buy and eat a hot dog. Whereas in the past, maybe I wouldn't have done that. So I think,
really
broadly speaking, New York has done well. You guys do a good hot dog. But I think my personal favorite was McSorley's.
Really? Why is that?
I really liked the vibe in there.
Yeah.
It might be because I kind of felt like a nostalgic British pub vibe from it.
Interesting.
But it's very classic in there. It's throwback. People were friendly. It was cheap, good quality. That hot dog was just delicious. We both destroyed that thing.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I agree, we both destroyed it. And I'm going to agree with you. I think McSorley's was the best hot dog we had today. Now, I thought it was going to be Gray's Papaya.
Yeah.
After we had it, I'm like, come on. We're not getting a better hot dog than this. But what jumped out for me as McSorley's is it didn't have as much sauerkraut on it, or the kraut wasn't as strong of a flavor, right?
Yeah.
So the dog did more of the chalking.
Definitely.
The Feltman's dog,
Feltman's dog.
I don't think anyone else had a Feltman's dog that we had. Certainly not Nathan's.
so.
I think that most of them were Nathan's or something else.
Yeah.
And with that mustard, ooh, now you couldn't. What else could you put on that dog after that mustard?
I don't think it needed anything else. There weren't onions on there. I don't think it needed onions.
So, with just their kraut and the mustard, made for a fantastic hot dog.
Yeah, I think simple but very, very effective.
Yeah.
And like I say, the vibe in there was really great.
Yeah, it's a
We'd
cool
happily
place.
go back, even if you weren't going to eat, just like go back for a drink in the evening.
Yeah, it's cool.
Just friendly in there. And yeah, would happily endorse that to any tourist who is heading to New York.
All right. Do you want to go on a roller coaster now that we have a stomach full of beer and hot dogs?
That's a recipe for throwing up, so yes, let's do it. See you in a couple of weeks for the hot dog eating contest.
You said 8?
I said 10.
Nah, not happening.
Bring it on, man.
Not happening.
Joe, why are we awake at 6 a.m.?
We're going to Philly, baby. I'm taking you to the best cheesesteak places in Philadelphia. We got a train to catch.
There you go. It's too early though.
I'm not a Philadelphia local, but I know it has some of the best food in the world. So I'm taking my friend Harry Kersh on a road trip to Philly from New York to see what the city has to offer. We're hitting up 5 of the best cheesesteak spots across the city, all in the same day, to see if we can find Philadelphia's best cheesesteak. This is Food Tours. Our first stop, Tony and Nick's in South Philadelphia.
Man, what a country.
I know, right? We're here at Tony and Nick's, not to be confused with Tony Luke's, which was another cheesesteak chain here, but they split off and due to a family feud wanted to differentiate themselves, so they're just Tony and Nick's.
Here we are.
First stop of the day.
First time in Philly, I'm excited.
And I know that you've never had a cheesesteak before, so that would be a perfect place to start.
No, I've had like a steak and cheese sandwich, but nothing that I don't think Philadelphians would consider a cheesesteak.
No. We are at the source.
Okay, here
I'm
we
telling
are.
you, man, we're gonna be eating a lot, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a little overwhelming, but with confidence, your mind is gonna be sufficiently blown.
Yeah, I mean, I like this place. The location isn't what I would call like glamorous. We're kind of just right off a main road by like an underpass. My one critique maybe of the decor is that they could have more red, white, and blue in here because I'm not feeling quite patriotic enough right now. The logo of this place is also an eagle holding a cheesesteak.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure how this place could get any more American.
Hey, listen up, Red. You're in Philadelphia, pal. All right? and drag over to Liberty Bell and tell you what's what. So I take it easy on criticizing the patriotism in this city.
Okay. What can I expect from a Philly cheesesteak? What is a Philly cheesesteak to you?
How can I explain this? Like, so the meat is incredibly savory, but with the cheese, and if there's any vegetables on there, some do, some don't. I like to have onions on mine, but it's like this savory, cheesy, gooey deliciousness just wrapped in the pillowisty, no way, that's a word.
Pillowy, yes.
Pillow-like
Sure.
hoagie style bun.
Is it a nice, light, refreshing snack?
Are you insane?
A bit more of a
No.
heavy lunch situation?
Yeah, a little heavy.
A little heavy.
Yeah, I would say the famous last words, pace yourself.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, we got two different ones here. One is with American cheese, and one is what is known as Cheese Whiz, W-H-I-Z.
Okay.
It's Christmas Day, baby. Let's open our presents.
I feel like these need to be unwrapped
All
right away. Yeah.
Which one do you want to start with?
I feel like we'll start with the Whiz. From what I've heard,
do
that's
it.
kind of like the classic option. I'd
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah. Whiz is a good choice.
Oh my god.
So I don't know if I want to wait and tell you about Cheese Whiz before or after you eat it.
I feel like if I learn too much about it, it might make it less appealing to me.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm just going to roll my
So I'm
sleeves up.
going to take a
and
bite in the American, you
get
do a
stuck
bite
in.
of the Whiz, and then we're going to talk. We're going to cheese talk.
Gonna cheese talk.
Yeah.
All right, man. Cheers.
I'm ready. Cheers.
First steak
All
of the
right.
day.
Cheesesteak day begins now.
Oh man.
So Cheese Whiz, or Whiz as it's referred to places like here. It is a already gooey cheese that Kraft makes. Introduced in about the 50s. It's one of the many cheese options you get here. There's no official cheese you can get on a cheesesteak, but Whiz is pretty popular, also American, sometimes provolone. As we've talked in Food Wars, you probably noticed that our food has like a lot of chemicals in it.
Of course, yeah.
All that stuff that probably said in the first 2 seasons of Food Wars where you're like, what is that?
It's all in here.
You tell me.
There we go.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. I can't taste like a ton of it. I'd say like they've been not super generous with the Whiz. It's like on the bread rather than on the steak. But what I do taste is pretty good. I mean, it's got like a kind of American cheese vibe to it, not too strong cheesy flavor. So is the Whiz like liquid at room temperature? And if so, how do they do that? Because yeah, that seems worrying.
Liquid, like a gel, which actually is more unsettling, if you ask me. But it tastes amazing, so what?
It really does. That's my first experience of Whiz, and honestly, like pretty good.
You want to try the American?
I think we should swap halves. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you prefer American or Whiz generally?
Whiz.
Whiz.
Come on, you kidding?
Yeah, the classic.
Honestly, though, I probably would get provolone more often. Again, please don't come at me. But I like a cheese with a little bit of a savory bite to it.
Okay.
But as far as decadence, Whiz.
I feel like I don't get a ton of flavor from the American cheese.
Yeah,
I guess that's
compared to
not really the
Whiz.
point of cheese. The Whiz definitely has like a stronger flavor.
Yeah, that's the chemicals talking.
So like, I don't know, hard to describe. I really like this style of bread where it's got like a little bit of toughness on the outside.
And keep in mind, it's keeping the consistency with dripping wet with meat and cheese and onions off the grill.
Yeah.
So, and it still is keeping its structure pretty well.
It's like a little bit chewy on the outside, which I quite like. Obviously quite pillowy on the inside to try and soak up all that juice, because like the bottom of that now is just absolutely soaked in like beef, cheese, goodness.
So I personally like mine savory, so I almost always add onions to it. You don't have to. I don't want you to think that like it's officially has to have onions. It doesn't. I mean, how's the steak?
Steak is real good.
See how really juicy it is?
So juicy. It's like dripping with juice. Are they all kind of this filled as well, or have they been really generous here? Because this is like packed with beef.
Every sandwich, 8 ounces, ribeye,
Damn.
fresh.
That's generous.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a
Right?
healthy portion.
Yeah.
This is dangerously good. My God.
You can see why people are like very passionate about this, about how it should be done,
Yeah.
how it shouldn't be done. Philly's protective about a lot of stuff, and cheesesteaks might be at the top of the list.
Definitely.
Yeah,
It's
and
like-
rightfully so, right?
Absolutely. On paper, it's quite simple, but it feels like everything very much has its role to play in this sandwich.
You're going to find today that although every single one is bread, cheese, meat, and maybe a veggie, there will be very subtle differences that make it uniquely to the place we get it at. But I'm assuring you, everyone's going to be incredible.
Man. I know we've got quite a lot more to eat, but I kind of want to keep going,
I'm
man.
going to hang here, buddy. Well, the next place is like 15 minutes away, so we'll burn off those calories. Yeah, right. We'd have to like run to New York and back to burn off these calories. But it's a thought that counts.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
One down, several to go.
More to go, buddy. Pace yourself.
John's roast pork.
We're eating good today, buddy.
Really are.
All right, this is John's roast pork. This is a James Beard award-winning spot. They specialize in roast pork.
In the name.
Yeah, but we're here to get the cheesesteak. Also grab a roast pork sandwich. Third generation spot. This place, iconic. I mean, look at the smile on that pig's face.
The pig looks
that
pretty
pig
happy.
cannot wait to be on our plates. All right, a few things to keep in mind is it's standard in Philly for most cheesesteaks to get their bread, their rolls from a bakery called Amoroso. But here they do a seated roll. It's a half Italian roll that is from bakery Carangi. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, that differentiates it from most places. Also, some would disagree with what I'm about to say. I'm a big fan of the whiz. I like the whiz on my cheesesteak. This place, don't do the whiz.
Okay.
And who am I to disagree with John for 3 generations and Mr. James Beard?
Mr. Beard himself.
Behold my man.
Here we are.
This is a 12-ouncer. 12 ounces of meat, extra cheese, onions. Check out the roll. Check out the seeds. Huh? Well, what more do you want? How beautiful does this look?
That looks pretty gorgeous, I have to say. And yeah, I mean, this thing is
This is a big sandwich.
loaded up.
I don't know how anyone has one of these and goes back to work.
No, this would put me in a coma.
Yeah. Distinction I want to make. Extra American cheese, but the meat is actually loin tail.
Oh, okay.
Got a nice flavor to it. You're about to find out.
Sure.
I'm dying to dig into this. How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty hungry.
Let's go. Do you want the end piece or do you not care?
I don't mind.
Okay.
All yours, man.
I'm sorry. You see in here?
thing
you
is-
see the cheese in this thing? You see in this?
This is hefty.
And go.
Oh.
What did I tell you?
Woo.
What did I tell you? I think the reason that I lean more towards the whiz has a more distinct flavor that I like.
Yep.
When you go double or extra American cheese, like we did here, it's just as good as the whiz. So
Yeah.
I will forgive the whizlessness.
I do feel like quite a lot of what I feel in my mouth when I'm eating this is the cheese.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, there's so much meat in here that you're still getting like good ratios. It's all kind of like mixed together in one joyful blob.
Yeah, the ratio of this one is definitely winning.
Yeah.
For me personally. We'll see.
You like it meaty?
Yeah, I mean, compared to the last place we went to, I feel like it was a little more bun than I like. I mean, this is a much more solid bun. It's like holding it more together, even though it's not as thick. I don't know anything about bun science, but right? I mean, it's more meat, and the bun has like absorbed less juice. I mean, it's not as
Yeah.
juicy, I think, but the cheese more than makes up for that.
Yeah,
But it's a
I'd
different
say-
cut of meat, so I think that's probably why.
Like I said, between the no whiz,
Yep.
the loin tail,
Yep.
and the bun, this is a pretty
Yeah.
unconventional cheesesteak.
Right?
Yeah, they put their own spin on it. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Fantastic. All right, I know this is a cheesesteak video,
Yes.
but come on. But John's roast pork, we're gonna try the roast pork.
It is called John's Roast Pork. I was a bit surprised when you were taking me to a place called John's Roast Pork for a cheesesteak. I'm not surprised anymore. Don't get me wrong.
I'm only gonna take one bite because we got so much food, but you have to try the sandwich.
Okay, man.
Trust me. Here we go.
Oh, this thing's stacked. Look at that.
That's so good, right?
Oh. Oh, man.
Oh my god, just dripping with juices over here. Dripping with juices.
Yeah, you really can't underestimate the importance of bread in a sandwich.
Look at the cheese they got down here too. They're generous with the cheese here, which I like.
They're generous with that everything here.
All right.
If you come to John's, you're not leaving hungry. Damn. That's so good, man.
Although I'm not hungry anymore, we have so many other Philly cheesesteaks to try.
Man.
Want to head out to the next spot?
I guess so. Let's try it.
Let's go. All right, the next 2 spots are literally across the street rivals, so we can't go to one without the other. First, we're going to Pants. All right, this is Philly Cheesesteak Ground Zero. 1930, first cheesesteaks are coming out of here. This was originally a hot dog stand, and they're making cheesesteaks for themselves.
Yeah.
Some customers like, yo, give me that. I want that. And the Philly cheesesteak was born. This place is so popular, they sell over 6,000 of these on a weekend. That's a lot of
It's a lot of
steaks.
steaks.
Some locals will disagree that this is the best, but I feel like we had to come to the original place.
course.
So I got one because we've been eating sandwiches all day, and I don't feel like throwing out another half of a sandwich. I hope that's okay. Now, I'm gonna unwrap it, all right?
That's allowed, yeah.
Again,
go for
this is Christmas morning. Ready, everyone? Look, yo, Doug.
Oh, it's whizzy.
Oh, they didn't cut
Oh,
it
they
in
didn't
half,
cut it.
though.
Should we might have to pick it up and Lady and the Trumpet.
I want to call your attention to the cheese.
Please do.
Whiz is by far the most famous cheese they have here at this location. Says they sell it almost 10 to 1 American cheese or any other cheese. They love the Whiz here. The Whiz. They love the Whiz here.
Yep.
Now, I think it's important to point this out to you as someone who has no experience with Cheese Whiz, that to me, Cheese Whiz is usually the bright, unnatural yellow that this is. Nothing is this yellow in nature.
No, nothing
not even
natural about
lemons,
this. No.
not bananas. So I can rip it in half, and then we can each have a bite.
That sounds good.
Okay,
I trust your hands to be reasonably clean.
yeah.
There we go.
I was petting a stray dog when I got these, but I don't think that matters. All right, here we go, my guy.
The original. The king.
Take a bite, buddy.
I got whiz.
You got Whiz!
Oh, let me just de-whiz my hands. Okay, what are you getting from this one, Joe?
For the amount of whiz that's on this, the cheese flavor is surprisingly not as strong as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I thought it was just going to be like biting into a block of cheese, but
No.
I love the cook of the meat. You know, in there, they just have a grill, just like the meat is just, it's just going nonstop. There's a long row of it. There's like boom, steak, 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 steak.
Not being cooked to order, it's just like a
Yeah,
whole...
well, it's going so fast. I mean, it's cooked to order because they can't stop. So when I saw that, I was like, what's the quality here? But I think it's really good. The onions are really doing it for me.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
If I can draw your attention to the meat, Joe, it's quite a big ribbon of steak, whereas I feel like the ones we've had before have been pretty like finely diced. I actually quite like the texture of this.
I like that one better.
Yeah, I think it gives more of a chew to
That's
it.
right, because your guys' bacon is that weird, like, flimsy bacon, right?
That's
Not
an
in America.
insult.
In America, we like it nice and diced. We like our meat cut up so like finely you can snort it.
Do you like the meat here? Because I feel like the meat, like I say, texturally is really good and has a nice flavor.
I don't prefer that. I prefer the meat being diced up a little bit more because when it's cut smaller, it. How can I put this? It just gets wrapped up so well with the cheese. The cheese to meat ratio works a lot better. I want my cheesesteak to be as steaky as possible, baby.
Sure.
As cheesy as possible. So the roll, I mean, it's good, but I mean, I'm tasting a lot more bread. The bread ratio in the sandwich is higher than I like it.
Yeah, I'd say it's higher than other places that we've been. I'd say less meat in this one and more emphasis on the bread.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a massive downside necessarily.
Okay.
I feel like you don't want just a mouth completely full of meat. You need like texture, flavor balances going on.
Let's go ahead and isolate that clip.
Shut up.
I personally love having a mouthful of meat. I think that it is a negative to not have as much meat. This, to me, if I was in this area, this would be probably my everyday cheesesteak, depending on the price, and my go-to fix. But yeah, man, you're loving the big pieces of meat.
These big pieces of steak, man. I'm really digging it. I don't
Wow.
know.
Look at this. You almost ate the whole thing. That's the farthest you've gotten any sandwich today. Wow.
I'm trying to pace myself, but particularly to me, I just think it's really good here.
Great.
Not your favorite. I mean, you have to give them some credit for being the originals.
Yeah, sure.
That
Oh, they got all the
definitely
credit.
weighs in the factor.
It's a pretty good sandwich still.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, the next spot we're going to is a little far. It's Gino's.
Okay, cool.
So I ended up calling an Uber.
Yep.
And he's here.
Okay,
And he's
cool.
parked right across the street. Can we get a shot? He's over there
Oh, cool. Right. Yeah.
in front of the sign that says Gino's.
Easy.
But in all seriousness, we're going to go across the street to Gino's, which is a bit of a rival of Pat's.
course.
They opened, I think, in the 60s, so 30 years after this place. I mean, in 1999, they were both on Dr. Phil, where he described their rivalry as more intense than the war in the Middle East.
Okay.
And on the show, whether it was just pettiness or acting for the cameras, they both tried each other's sandwich on camera on the Dr. Phil show, and they both instantly spit it out. It's a little much. A little much.
That's the level of pettiness that I aspire to. That's
It would have been
perfect.
so funny. You know, they always do the thing like, we're revealing the test results, so everyone like flips out. They get the sandwich, they bite it, spit it out, and then like, and Dr. Phil's like, actually, those were your own sandwiches. Whoa! And look, Phil, Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil, yeah. That sandwich is not the father. All right, I'm hungry. Let's go eat a sandwich.
Cool, man. Well, here's Gino's.
The front of this place is ridiculous.
It looks like the Las Vegas Strip or something.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Gino's. As you can tell by how busy this place is, it's probably the tourist destination for cheesesteaks
It's popping off here.
in the city. And that might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. We'll find out in a second. But as you can see, there's a ton of people here. Now, this place, they're slinging cheesesteak sandwiches here. The owner said that the best way to have it is with provolone cheese. He refers to that as real cheese. But the numbers don't lie. They go through 8 to 10 cases of Cheese Whiz a day. So we got it with the
Man,
Whiz.
I love the terminology of a case of whiz, like a case of wine.
Yeah, I don't know what it
But,
is.
like, corked
Is that what
bottles
you're
of
thinking? I
Whiz.
was thinking like a case of beer, like just cans of Whiz, like crack, crack. Like there's like this cans all over the floor. Like, man, I gotta make these in bigger cans. We're getting killed
Meant in a
here.
bigger container.
Either way, I'm assuming it's a lot of Whiz.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And here it is. So
Visual impressions, talk me through it.
we'd mentioned earlier my preference of the meat being really chopped up.
This is not that.
And it's almost like the irony of the universe was like, well, here's the exact opposite thing you just declared you liked.
Oh, you like small pieces of
Yeah,
meat,
well,
huh?
here's the longest ones. I mean, these are.
Try and pull one of these out. Like,
Yeah, let's see that.
They just haven't cut this. This is just like a full slice of ribeye, isn't
So this
it?
is up your alley, isn't it?
This is kind of more my thing, on paper.
It's definitely a juicier sandwich once you pull it harder.
I'm holding.
Ah.
Here we go.
Also, once again, maybe as small as the one we just had, maybe as small as Pat's.
Yeah.
Whereas
the biggest
Tony
one.
and Nick's and John's roast pork, they had some weight to it. They were
Yeah.
like the weight of an infant.
I would say so.
These sandwiches are definitely more manageable. The bun is quickly becoming soaked
Yes.
in the juices.
But it's like, it's soaking it up pretty well. It's like
Yeah,
a
it is spongy.
spongy bun.
It's got a good sponge to it.
Absorbent.
All right, well,
Should we give it a try?
we'll continue. Let's give it a try.
All right, man.
All right, but first impressions, this is not what I was expecting.
No.
I'm just saying.
Talk me through it. What are you getting?
Here's what I like about it. The meat is tender enough to, even though it isn't really chopped up, it's still just, melting in the mouth, easy to bite through it. So that I like.
Yep.
The whiz to meat ratio, pretty good. The onions, but overall, the flavor's just not jumping out at me. I like it,
Yeah.
but I'm not flipping out about it.
I think I'd broadly agree with you.
Oh, nice.
I like the texture of like bigger pieces of meat, like
Yeah.
I said, at Pat's.
Yeah.
This is maybe almost too much, because that is, like I say, they basically just haven't chopped this up at all.
Like, do you guys have roast beef? And
We do have roast
yeah,
beef,
like, this
yeah.
is like a roast beef sandwich.
Famously.
Yeah.
Pretty similar. I'd say with a British roast beef sandwich, you tend to get even thicker slices, but like that's kind of what you expect. I think one issue I'm having with this is that the toppings aren't really like mixed in very well, if that makes sense. So like you get the whiz straight on the bun,
Yeah.
then like quite a lot of beef,
You like it all mixed up.
and then the onions.
It's the definition of just fine. Right? I
Yeah.
feel like we could get this in New York.
Yeah, I feel like you could make this pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Gino's.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Gino's.
I mean, Gino,
It's just fine. I mean, like, look how
looks like
yeah.
you're doing okay, so you don't
You
need our
can, you
endorsement.
can see it there, like when you bite into it, that is just one big layer of meat. And that to me,
Yeah.
like when the texture is
I know
concerned,
exactly what you mean. You
Yeah.
expect the cheesesteak to be like a meaty, cheesy, possibly oniony, bready bite,
yeah.
all of it in one. So, I think we got room for one more.
I think so, yeah, somehow. I can squeeze one more in.
Let's go. Our last stop, it's a little outside of downtown Philly, but I wouldn't let Harry and I leave without going to the spot that is loved by the locals.
Road trip. Having fun, Joe?
It's a little tight. You're probably wondering why I took you to this noisy part of town. Yeah, that is a good observation you made. Like, all these spots are right on busy streets.
I feel like this is just a damning indictment of Americans' lack of walkable cities. The fact that everywhere we've eaten today has been right next to a super busy road.
All right, get off your high horse.
Public transport now.
Yeah, you're just jealous because your city can't have these big roads because it's built when we still had horses and buggies. All right? But the good news is, Philly cheesesteak time.
You guys do make a
Once
good
again,
steak.
I got one for us to split. Oh, I'm loving the color of this whiz.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
we're in trouble.
Oh,
We're in
baby.
trouble.
And look, I think it says something that we've already eaten a lot of steaks today.
Yeah.
And I look at this and I'm still quite excited to try it.
Yeah, does it look really good?
It looks really good.
Yeah. Interesting fact about De Los Anjos is it actually built atop Ben Franklin's grave.
Wow, really?
No.
Some haunted steaks.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about this place other than every Philly native said We have to go here. So, okay, we're here.
Okay,
you ready?
Philly, fine. I think so.
Ready for a bite?
Get stuck in,
Is it
man.
number 5 that we've had?
Maybe 6. No, 5.
Oh, wow. What a day.
You going in?
Okay.
Oh no.
Made my favorite consistency. Pillowy bun. The cheese and meat mixture might be perfect. I'm really getting the cheesy taste, and I'm really getting the whiz in there, right?
Yeah, man. This is really good. Generous with the fillings. Maybe the finest chop on the meat we've had all day.
I'm looking at yours specifically right there. That's what I'm looking for. I want total saturation of cheese in the meat.
You know, I kind of went into this thinking that I enjoyed more steaky, big pieces of meat.
Yeah. But a mind has been changed.
This sandwich is definitely doing something to change my mind.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love to hear it. Yeah, see, when it's more broken up like this, you have more of an opportunity for the cheese to just like congeal with the meats. And with the onions and the bread, like the bread's real pillowy. This sandwich was sitting for a minute. Hasn't completely soaked through, not overly juicy. Fantastic consistency. Sorry. Fantastic consistency.
Juicy as hell.
I'm like almost done with this half.
It's like dripping off of mine. Yeah, before today, I had never had a proper Philly cheesesteak. But I'd seen some like videos on YouTube and stuff and pictures of them online. And this is kind of how I imagined it to look and taste. This has given me a decision to make, man.
I know. Uh-oh. We almost got away. We almost got away with our picks. And this one comes in. Man, this is fantastic. All right, buddy. 5 Philly cheesesteaks, 1 day. We are outlaws, baby.
Really
Philly
are.
fanatics got nothing on us.
I don't know how we're still standing.
I don't know either.
I'm having to drink a Gatorade like some kind of like athlete who's
I'm about to
been
collapse
depleted.
like the 95.
Some topical humor there.
Thank you.
That might be rebuilt fully by the time this video goes live, but
So,
I'm sure people will enjoy
You
it.
had said that you have tried numerous cheesesteaks today. I think the elements of a great cheesesteak are not only the bread, meat, cheese, and potentially onions, but how they work together. So you get the perfect bite in each one. That's what I was looking for in a sandwich today. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think where some of these might have fallen slightly short is just because they haven't got the ratio quite right. Whether that's not enough cheese, whether that's too much meat. There's kind of like a few different things you have to balance to get a really, really good steak.
Great.
But I do think all of them have been good. I would happily go back to pretty much any of them.
All right, but if you had to pick one,
If I had to pick one, it's quite tough. I think my runner-up honorable mention would be John's roast pork.
okay.
Because it was really good. It was a bit different. It was like, you know, the seeded bun, the no whiz. I did enjoy it. I do think, for me, given my expectations coming into this, having never had a cheesesteak before, but having seen and heard a lot about them, what I was expecting a cheesesteak to look and taste like was this D'Alessandro's steak.
Wow.
This lived up to all my expectations. Even though we're at the end of a long day of eating cheesesteaks, I've really enjoyed this. I would happily finish this whole thing off. I don't know, thought it was really good. How about you?
I agree with you, except I'm gonna flip the two. This was my second place, but John's roast pork was my favorite.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess with just the way that they put the extra American cheese on there and their specialty bun that I know isn't the classic bun or the standard bun that they have, but that one I was just like, I was completely blown away by how great that sandwich was.
Nice.
All right, starting to rain, so let's get out of here.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab my Gatorade, the last bit of this, and we can hit the road.
Okay, let's get out of here. I want to take another bite, but I can't. We got a long car right ahead of us. Everyone in the car to suffer.
For everyone's sake.
Gas. All right, dude. Food tours, their second week, New York City. How you feeling after that first week?
I'm okay. I was feeling pretty rough on Friday.
Yeah.
Slept a lot this weekend. Have recovered, bounced back. Excited for this next week. How about you?
I'm feeling pretty good. I eat like this all the time anyway, so it's kind of no big thing for me. But this week, man, we're hitting it hard, and we're starting off today. Best Bagels in NYC. We're in the heart of Queens, about to get started. How do you feel?
I feel excited. I'd say this was probably the episode I was most looking forward to, just because I love bagels. It's kind of hard to come by a good bagel in London, and also I'm half Jewish, so I'm going to come at it from my historical perspective. I'm really looking forward to it. How about you?
I can't wait, man. I love bagels too, so this is going to be a good one.
I lived in New York for years, and I think it has some of the best food in the world. I've invited my friend Harry Kersh over from the UK to teach him how we do things slightly differently over here. We'll be visiting 4 of the top-rated bagel spots across the city, all in one day, to see if we can find New York's best bagel. This is Food Tours. Our first stop of the day is at Utopia Bagels in Queens. We're at Utopia Bagels in Queens on Utopia Parkway, second best Fountains of Wayne album. And the reason I took you here is because this place has got dynamite bagels. And although we're out the beaten path, so maybe not a lot of tourists come out here, don't get me wrong, buddy, they make so many bagels here, over 100,000 a week.
It's a lot of bagels.
Dude, they go through 2 tons of flour a day.
So many bagels.
Dude, the oven they got in there has been 1947, which of course was during World War II?
Just after.
Yes. So I figure for the day, every place we go, we're getting the traditional New York City bagels and lox.
Perfect.
Have you ever had bagels and lox before?
I have. In the UK, we call it a salmon and cream cheese bagel.
Oh my God. You have a lot to learn, my friend. What do you think makes a good bagel?
So I'm looking for a nice golden brown bagel. I want it seasoned on both sides. So if we get like everything bagel, we need toppings on the top and the bottom. Don't be skimping on it. Crackly crust on the outside, nice and chewy inside. And then the toppings have got to be good as well. We need the salmon to be good, the cream cheese to be good.
Oh, it's gotta be great.
Everything's got to work together.
Yes, I agree. For me, what I look for is what tastes the best.
That helps on a food show. Some places are tempted to just overfill for the sake of overfilling it. Whereas actually, like, I don't want
good.
that.
No.
I'd rather have like fewer toppings.
Yeah.
And therefore it holds together much better when you eat it.
I want everything in one bite, so don't be stacking. Interesting thing about bagels and lox, which I've heard before and I cannot confirm or deny, but it sounds like it's true, and that's all we need for the internet, is that bagels and lox became popular because it was a reaction to Eggs Benedict, which wasn't kosher. And you're half Jewish.
I am half Jewish, yeah.
Have you ever gone kosher or done anything?
No, I'm not a very good Jew. I'm 50% Ashkenazi Jewish, which is the type of Jewish where we kind of moved to Eastern Europe. And then many people then came to the US. So honestly, they've kind of brought the bagels with them.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm experiencing like a spiritual homecoming with this episode. I'm very excited.
I'm starving.
I'm so hungry.
All right, hold the table. I'm gonna get some bagels.
I got it. Ooh.
Look at this piece.
Mama.
There you go.
Man, look at this thing.
Look how much lox they gave us, bro.
That is thick.
This will look good, right? Incredible amount of lox, as you can see. Tomato,
Generous.
capers, cream cheese. Also got raw red onion on there. All on an everything bagel. First impressions, what do you think?
This looks fantastic. Very like pretty to look at. Like you say,
That's nice.
generous with the salmon.
Yeah.
I will say the tomato kind of blends in with the salmon. So for a second I thought it was just like a pure wedge of salmon.
Let's separate
Some
it.
of it is tomato.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Still pretty generous.
Pretty generous.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Bagel's still like a little bit warm, which excites me a lot.
Yeah.
You feeling
Fresh.
that?
I mean, these are straight out of the oven. The 1947 oven.
Should we give it a try?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
The crunch. That tastes like a bagel you're getting over there in London.
This is the first bagel I've had in New York, and it already might be better than any bagel I've had in London.
Believe it. You guys
This
normally
is
get it with the
real good,
capers and raw red onion and that stuff?
Not really. Some delis might do it to order. I'd say the standard one in the UK, if you ask for like a bagel and lox or a bagel with salmon and cream cheese, will just be salmon and cream cheese. Without the onion, without the tomato, without the capers. It's very much just a plain sandwich. But I'm liking all these toppings. I do think they work together.
Yeah, it's great. It seems I would have never thought before having this that like fish for breakfast would kind of turn me off, but that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's like so delicious.
I'd say fish for breakfast isn't something that's super uncommon to Europeans. I think in Jewish culture, in Eastern European culture, and even in Scottish culture, like kippers for breakfast, you will find fish on the menu at a breakfast place. So that's not super weird to us. But yeah, this really, really works.
Yeah.
I was worried when I saw that tomato was in this. Generally speaking, not a huge fan of tomatoes in sandwiches, but this really works.
Right?
It's actually got some crunch to it, a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
I think they've actually seasoned it, which is crucial.
Yeah. As you can tell, it's clutch for places like this, the fact that they make the bagels. They're just making them all day. So you're getting them right out of the oven. At other places, they got them that morning or the night before. I mean, these bagels, it's amazing how great these bagels are.
You can really, really taste the freshness. You bite into it, and there's like steam coming out of it.
Yeah, they're making 15,000 of these a day,
That's so many.
right?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's really good to know that you can come in pretty much any time of day and get a fresh bagel though. It does make a
How they
difference.
do it here, yeah. And
Anyone will tell you, the breakfast meal you got to pair with a beverage. I, of course, went with coffee, and you, of course, got... Yeah, how does that pair with the blue Gatorade?
Perfectly. So well. When in Rome, you know.
Is this a European thing right here, Gatorade for breakfast?
This is not, no. This is just me being a little bit sleepy. We're like pro athletes, man. We've got to eat our way through New York today. We need as many electrolytes as we can get.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say, I think this is a very, very good bagel. It had all the elements that I wanted. The bagel itself was fantastic. Crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Everything held together pretty well.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they were generous, but not too generous.
They didn't stack.
They didn't stack. No stacking. So yeah, I think this might be one to beat, you know? It's a good start.
Well, I'm ready to hit it. Want to go to the next place?
I think so.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Our next location has been in the New York bagel game for over 32 years. Liberty Bagels.
All right, look at me. Liberty Bagel, Queens. Not to be confused with the location that's in Manhattan. This is the other one.
Or the Statue of Liberty. Different place.
And we're currently not inside the Statue of Liberty. I want to make
Okay.
it clear that I know you'd
Just
asked
to
if we were going
clarify,
there.
yeah.
We're nowhere near it, I don't think. This spot, fantastic bagels. I love this place.
Sure.
Also, I noticed on the menu they have a rainbow bagel. You probably saw that all over the grams of Insta.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing posters. It says the home of the Rainbow Bagel. Were these guys like one of the first to do it?
No clue. Kind of like how you see the signs, it's like best in New York City, and the bagel shops, a lot of them were like home of the rainbow bagel. We're definitely getting another bagel with the lox, the cream cheese, the capers, the whole thing. I also do want to get a rainbow bagel for you to try out. I mean, it's like it became a New York City institution for better or for worse, so we'll get one of those as well.
Yeah, the Rainbow Bagel's kind of like a 2017 gimmick.
Yeah?
But, you know, and I feel like Insider specifically owns a lot to that.
Yes, they do, and I was part of that, and you're welcome, and I'm sorry. Whatever.
We can tell the viewers at home, we actually have a conference room in our office called Rainbow Bagel. That is how deeply the Insider connection with Rainbow Bagels run. So yeah, I guess we can try one of those as well.
we'll get one of
But
those. Okay.
the Lox is the main event.
Yeah.
That'll be fun too.
So I'm going on what's on the picture, right? So for this one, I want to point out it has scallions and scallion and cream cheese, a favorite of mine, but it does not have red onion.
Okay.
Okay with that? Also, comes on the poppy seed bun, so all urine tests are off.
Good. I will not let anyone test my pee in the next few days, just to be on the safe side. I'm excited.
Pick this location because, like their other location in Manhattan, is considered the best bagel in New York City by TripAdvisor. And I couldn't imagine it tasting that much different there than here.
Okay.
The good people at TripAdvisor said that Liberty Bagels are #1.
We're going to see if Joe Public knows her stuff when it comes to bagels then.
If there's one thing I've learned in my years on this planet, is that what everyone says on the internet is probably correct all the time.
I think that is absolutely true. I like it in here. Nice vibe, friendly staff.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try the bagels.
Feast your eyes on this, my guy. Oh, they definitely made it more obvious that the tomato and the salmon are two different zones.
Yep, distinct layers here.
Again, a lot of people, they think it's quality if it's piled high on the fish. But you want everything in one bite. I don't want just one bite of fish. I don't want to OD on the fish. I want a taste of everything.
Quality over quantity, I think. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, I think proportion-wise and very generous with the cream cheese, also what I like. Capers and scallions.
Mm-hmm. And this
the
thing
scallion
is
cream
like
cheese.
covered in
poppy seeds.
poppy
Look at this
seeds.
thing. Look at this thing.
Top and bottom.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
coverage.
Yeah, see that? Man? Ready to jump in?
I'm so ready.
Let's do it.
Let's go, man.
Uh-oh. Got a bit of a smush. Oh. Mine did smush a little bit.
A little bit of smushing. I'm also getting poppy seeds everywhere. Tomato's good, quite firm.
And the
Good bite to the tomato.
The bagel's fantastic.
The bagel is really
It's
good.
a fresh bagel.
Yep. I'd say maybe not the like crunchiest on the outside, but the inner texture is really, really good. That's got that chew that you know and love.
Now that we've had a bite, I want to say that I'm a bit biased towards scallion cream cheese and the scallion versus the red onion.
Sure.
I'm not saying that is my favorite everywhere, but knowing they did that made this more of an enjoyable bite for me. I do love red onion, don't get me wrong. Scallions I like.
Yeah, I don't think I like miss the red onion at all, to be honest.
Because you're getting that onioniness, that savoriness from two locations.
Yeah.
Two ingredients.
Little one-two
yeah.
allium punch
So
there.
there's no lack of want when it comes to oniony flavor. Is that what I'm trying to say? What I'm tasting the least, though, is the fish. I'm not getting a lot of the salmon in here. Let me get another bite.
I'd kind of disagree. I feel like it's got a reasonably strong flavor. I don't know, so like in the UK, if you ever get like a salmon and cream cheese bagel, you're going to get smoked salmon. Is that an everywhere thing in the US, or is
It's
that kind
not.
of optional?
It's not. It's to the place's discretion. I'm glad you asked that. So it's not always going to be smoked. I don't think it's smoked here, is it?
Maybe quite mildly. Definitely not like a strong smoky flavor. But I do think it's like got a good flavor to it.
Okay.
Maybe it's getting slightly lost in the scallion cream cheese, for example.
Yeah, it could be.
And like I said, they were quite generous on the capers, which does mean that when you bite into one of those for a second, it's like boom, that's all you can taste.
I feel the capers stand out more in this one. I'm not quite sure why or how I feel about that.
I think in general the ratio is pretty good though. I'm not that mad about the ratio. Look at the cream cheese, man.
Yeah.
Generous.
They were generous with the cream cheese, which is always nice. But that's making it squishy, man. You're squishing.
I quite like when you get a cream cheese and it's quite sour and a bit tangy. Whereas
Okay.
I'd say this one's more like on the mild creamy side.
That's really funny because I'm the exact opposite. I want the cream cheese to be like just fine because to me I want the bagel to be the star of the show.
Right. So is this more up your street and you're quite happy with the way that this cream cheese works?
I am. As far as the way that the cream cheese does or does not stand out, I think see, I'm like a savory onion. I'm an oniony boy.
Sure.
All right.
Yep.
My persona is just onion.
So you're an oniony boy.
I think-
more,
but I
I'm more
like-
of a tang boy, I would
Okay.
say. I'm more of a tangy boy.
Fair enough,
I
fair
want a bit of tang from the cream cheese.
Yeah.
The capers I like. Extra tang, you know.
You ate on.
I couldn't stop myself, man. I couldn't stop myself. It was a good bagel.
R.I.P. the last places we have to go to because you're just gonna be like, how is it? Fine, let's go home. All right, you couldn't come to New York without trying a rainbow bagel. Hang on, I didn't say the rainbow bagel's good.
Sure.
It just became uniquely New York for maybe the wrong reasons. It was a viral sensation. So, wapow.
Oh, here we go.
Well, and also
There we go.
I got sweet birthday cake.
Oh, that's like
God.
vibrant.
I know,
Oh,
right?
man.
Ugh.
Look at this thing.
All of those colours are banned in the UK.
Yeah. You're gonna eat this and then be like really aggressive for some unknown reason. All right, that
More
red.
hyperactive
You
than
can
I ever
you
been.
can't get this red in your
So you
country.
say you've had this before?
Yeah, I have.
And this is the birthday cake cream
Yeah,
cheese?
one more food coloring for you, my guy.
I can't say I'm thrilled about this, but let's give it a try.
You know, it's like frosting. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't like a bagel with frosting?
I don't actually hate it as much as I thought I would. It's like a dessert bagel,
Yeah, it's
right?
bread
Yeah.
and frosting. It's like a slice of cake. I certainly couldn't handle one in the morning. I certainly
No.
would not be like having that on the way to work. I would walk into the office like flipping tables. Let's go! Like that sugar high would just go right to my brain. And then 20 minutes later, asleep at my desk. Yeah.
But Americans love dessert for breakfast.
We do, don't we?
You guys love pancakes, waffles, donuts for
Our
breakfast.
cereal is like really sweet, right?
So I don't know if you can really draw the line at a rainbow bagel with cream cheese, but I will say,
Yeah.
texture on this bagel, really good. I would say this one has maybe even more of a, this one might have even more of a kind of crispy outside
Then what?
than the previous one we just tried.
So
Poppy seed.
if you were to order again, you'd get this with the rainbow bagel?
No, I think maybe, I just hope that they had a fresh poppy seed.
Let me cleanse my palate with a real bagel.
Get some savory back in you. A couple of capers.
All right, back online. No time to waste, my man. Ready for the next bagel?
I am, yeah. Can we run there so that I can burn off this energy high?
That was a plan.
Cool, sweet, let's
Yeah.
go. No. Immediately not working.
From Queens, we made our way into Manhattan to continue our bagel tour. Next up, Tompkins Square Bagels.
We're at Tompkins Square Bagels, right by the Tompkins Square in the East Village. This place is amazing. Also another spot that does the kettle boil for the bagels. I haven't explained that to you yet. I will now. Take the dough, throw in some boiling water, and before they bake it, it gives like the outside of it that really nice, crisp, almost crackery crust.
Nice. All I know about this place is that it's Timothy Chalamet's favorite bagel in New York.
And who is that?
He's a guy.
Okay.
Hit me with some bagel facts,
All right,
Joe.
bagel
Go on.
facts. You ready?
I'm so
All
ready.
right. Created by Eastern European Jewish communities, originated in Poland. This food, often given to women in childbirth, the circle shape represents life cycle and good luck.
There you go. Truly is everything in a bagel, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made a reference to the whole circle of life or death and everything everywhere all at once.
Yes. And the Lion King.
There's bagels in The Lion King?
No, but there's a circle of life.
Ah.
Yeah, close enough.
But there's everything bagel and everything everywhere all at once.
There is, correct.
Everything.
She puts
I just made the
everything on the
connection.
bagel.
That's the everything. I can't help it. I can't watch anything without like having two other screens in front of me.
You need like Family Guy clips
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
while you
And,
watch a
at the
movie.
end, I'm like, yeah, I got it. Totally got it.
I got the gist. That's fine.
Yeah.
Man, it's been what, like an hour since we last ate a bagel?
I don't know
So
about you, but I'm starving.
I could go for a bagel right now. There it is.
What the
There
hell? Are
it
you
is.
kidding me?
That thing is stacked. Thank you. Here we go.
All right, so I don't know
All
if
right,
you've
man.
noticed, but this one has got a lot of stuff.
So this is a packed out bagel.
Cream cheese, sesame bagel,
Capers
got
involved
them
again.
capey boys.
It's got all the key elements. It's got the sesame seeds on the top and the bottom.
Yep. You've mentioned that before, where you're like, oh, the stuff's on the top and the bottom. Like it always is. Is it not like that in the UK?
Not really, no.
No. So
I mean,
you get a
sesame
bagel, it's
bagel-
just on the top?
I mean, sesame bagels aren't even that common. Some of them will be. I feel like if you do get one, often just on one side.
That's not normal.
Very hard to come by an everything bagel in the UK as well.
Yeah.
So in terms of the actual bagel options, we're pretty limited. Whereas over here, you guys have got it figured out. This is beautiful. I just kind of want to stare at this for a bit longer before I
I
bite
will
into
say,
and
I've said
ruin
it before and I'll say it again, I'm not big on the
Stacked
stacking,
it. It's an aggressively stacked bagel.
which makes it harder to get everything on one bite.
We'll see how it holds
How
up.
big do they think my maw is?
I mean, I've got a pretty big mouth, so I'll be fine. But
Yeah, not me though.
good luck.
All right. Okay.
Man.
Cream cheese is definitely hitting. The salmon's fantastic. You do a little less tomato.
Not a fan of the tomato, or just
Not a
too much
fan
of
of
it?
it. Like one slice would have been fine.
Sure.
Now, first time we've done sesame bagel.
I'm liking it. The bagel itself, excellent.
Yeah.
So like crispy, crunchy on the outside,
Yeah.
and a good amount of like sponginess on the inside.
Oh my god. And red onion. This is like the onioniest one we've had.
This is a very oniony
And I am
bagel.
not complaining, buddy.
I want to take just a little bit of the salmon and just try that on its own as well.
Oh. Listen.
So I get more of a smoked salmon flavor from that,
Yeah.
which personally I love.
Yeah.
That's what I'm used to in the UK. If
Yeah.
you get salmon like this, it's generally going to be smoked.
Yeah.
I just think it adds such a lovely flavor.
I mean, my thing's going sideways over here, but.
Yeah. The
Oh, it's been into a caper bomb. Ooh.
caper bomb. I'm going in. I'm going back in.
When I get everything in a bite, fantastic. Really impressed with the bagel. Of all the bagels we've had, maybe the crispiest on the outside.
Yeah, the crackle as you bite into that from the outside
Yeah.
is so satisfying.
It's onion overload, which might be overshadowing the lox ever so slightly. I got so much in my teeth right now.
That's the downside to sesame seeds. Is that
Zoom in.
Don't-
Show me the monitor.
Oh god.
I got it.
One of my few complaints about this is that maybe they've done a little bit too much. It's like a slightly messy eat.
This was the original Xbox thickness of bagel stacking that we've had today. And I get it. Some people, they're like, yeah, I want a lot. One thing I wanted you to try they have here is, how can I put this? Pastrami lox. So
Those are two words that don't really
I
exist
know.
in the
They
UK.
figured out a way to make it together. You want to check it out?
Absolutely.
So
There
it
we go.
is, look at it. It's
Okay.
salmon that is prepared like pastrami. They got the pepper crust, right?
Okay.
Get a load of that.
So as someone who's kind of like, as someone who's pretty new to pastrami,
Yeah.
what types of flavors can I be expecting here?
This is a pastrami rub, so it's gonna be very pepper heavy, but like kind of like a smokiness to it. I think that's where you're getting the smokiness from, because this does smell like it's been smoked.
Sure. But that's not the exact salmon that we've had on the bagel, right?
The sir is different. Ooh, this is so good. This is so good. It does have like a pastrami flavor to it, right?
It does.
Weird how they did that.
This is going to be a slight insult to pastrami, but the thing it reminds me of is almost like a hot dog flavor, like the Frankfurter kind of seasoning.
Okay.
I get that. I will say this is nicer than a hot dog.
It's fantastic. I mean, I want to have more, but I think you guys should try some of this. Let's do Connor first, and then, yeah, let's get him. Rip a bong hit on there. Right? That's just exactly like pastrami. You're next. Right? It does like pastrami.
Thank you, hot dog. Yeah, thank you. I would be really tempted to try that on my bagel instead of just a standard lox. Next.
Go. Go, put it on there. Remake it. Yeah. Don't get too full on bagelness. We got another spot to go to, and I don't know about you, but I'm hungry for bagels, baby.
I could eat an almost infinite number of bagels.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Let's go. Our fourth and final stop was to a New York bagel staple since 1976, Essa Bagel. This might be the most localist, favoritist spot.
Very nice.
And the most historic. It's been here since the 70s. Started by an Austrian family. They have a bunch of locations now. This isn't the first one.
It's a nice spot.
Yeah, it's a nice spot.
A lot of real estate here.
Yeah, right by Penn Station. Very nice.
Convenient to get to.
All right.
I want to see what the bagels are like. Last one of the day.
There you go.
Here we go. Baby. Oh my.
I want to call to your attention
Go on.
the first and only appearance of lettuce
Lettuce.
in our bagels.
In a bagel. Is this common? Obviously, I guess not, because it hasn't been in any of the other places.
No, it is not.
How do you feel about lettuce in a bagel?
I can't imagine the lettuce swaying my opinion too much on it, I don't think, but
No.
I'll reserve that official POV until after I bite into this.
Yeah, I think like maybe this has one of the higher filling to bread ratios that we've had so far.
Oh yeah, good point.
This thing is like almost entirely filling, not a ton of bagel.
Not complaining. Here we go. Bite, go.
All right, man.
I was wrong. I can really taste the lettuce on this.
You do get the lettuce. Yeah.
If I may.
Go on. Oh, the lettuce is coming out. The lettuce has been removed. I will say, we've had a lot of bagels today, and I feel like both of us are still devouring these, so make of that what you will.
He points out for the lettuce, but everything else, really generous with the locks, don't you agree?
Yeah, it's like
Look,
thickly
it's a
cut.
right? I noticed that too.
That's thickly cut. The salmon tastes fresh,
Yeah.
not like in your face fishy, but like you can taste it, which is good.
I really love the thick locks. I'm really impressed with it.
I'd put the cream cheese again at like the kind of gentler end of the scale, which I know you've kind of suggested that you like. You don't want the like too much of a
Yeah,
sour
I like
cream cheese flavor.
Yeah.
The cook on the bagel is great. You see these like little kind of like blistery bits.
Ah.
You can tell it's been kettled. Gets that real nice crust on the outside.
If I was to get this again, don't put lettuce anywhere near my bagel. It's enough of biting something, everything going this way. I think lettuce is like the what do you call that? Emulsifier of that. It's just like it's just like lettuce is like, all right, boys, we're out of here. Right?
Yeah, it's like when you try and like pull the tablecloth out from the table, and everything just comes off with it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the effect that the lettuce is having.
That's a much better analogy. Overall, really good, really good.
Overall, still a very good bagel.
Now is the part of the episode where we do the thing that we always do at the end.
It's true.
We're gonna decide who had the best bagel. All right, for me, I was looking for a combination of everything in a bite, right? So I was not very happy with stacking at some of these places. Obviously, there's a bagel places, so every bagel had to be nice and pillowy, but also crispy on the outside. I think almost every bagel we had today was fresh, right? I don't recall disliking any of the locks at any of the places we've been to. Do you?
No, I think we've had varying levels of like smokiness versus just straight lox flavor. But overall, I think I agree, yeah. Like we've had fresh bagels, high quality ingredients, pretty much across the board. It's a difficult decision. I would say, broadly, I've had some of the best bagels of my life today.
When have you had a better bagel than the bagels the other day? In
don't
what
think I
city
have.
were you in?
I don't think I have.
Okay.
I do think that on average, these definitely outrank UK bagels, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
Whether it's the tap water, the
Could
famous
be.
New York tap water, or something else, but I wish that we could take these bagels, make them in the UK, because I would be eating these so often.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah,
It's
really, really
amazing.
good.
I'll just go and say right now then, my favorite bagel today was, I'm going to make it for two, I'm just going to pick Tompkins Square.
Nice.
Yeah, there was just something about the bagel and the lox. Everything works so well together. I mean, we're really talking about, out of all four of them, we're talking millimeters better as far as like, however we're ranking them, we're measuring them. But something about Tompkins was just like, now that I've eaten all day and I've had a chance to think about it, fantastic bagels there.
Chalamet knows his stuff, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Shelly boy.
Again, it's like,
Yeah,
there's a
it's really
hair in this.
Yeah.
I think it's Utopia for me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, those were fresh
really
bagels.
good
It was
bagel.
really great. Yeah,
It was the fact that they had just come out of the oven. They're churning out fresh bagels
yeah.
all throughout the day.
Yeah.
You can go in there pretty much any time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and get a hot, fresh bagel. I think the ratio of fillings was good.
Yeah.
Ingredients were good quality.
Sure.
Everything in that bagel just worked for me.
Okay.
And I think it was excellent. But
Okay.
considering that we've eaten quite a lot of bagel today, I'm still feeling pretty good.
I am stuffed to the gills. I'm never eating again. Today, we're going to be enjoying New York City's most famous sandwich, the Pastrami Sandwich. Of course, we're starting here, Katz's Deli.
I've had one pastrami sandwich in my whole life. I came to New York for a vacation about 5 years ago,
Okay.
and I don't remember loving it. So I'm interested to see where this goes.
I changed your mind on hot dogs,
You did.
so I feel like today I'm going to change your mind on pastrami. So I figure we'll split a pastrami sandwich here, a couple other places, and you'll see what New York City has to offer.
I'm very open-minded. If anywhere's going to change my mind about pastrami, it's going to be New York.
That's right.
Let's give it a go.
Katz has been around since 1888, and it's been at this location since 1930.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a lot of sandwiches.
A lot of history. There's a lot of celebrities on the wall, which I've been enjoying. Got Danny DeVito over there behind us.
Barbara Streisand.
I trust him with my life, let alone my sandwich recommendations.
Yeah, yeah.
What are we looking for? Like, what constitutes a good pastrami sandwich?
Thick sandwiches, my guy. Like, you're not gonna believe. I want piled high, thick slices of pastrami. To me, the best pastrami, it almost falls apart when you bite it. It like melts in your mouth. I'm
Sure.
telling you, this place specifically, you're going to pastrami heaven. You're gonna want to be buried in this meat. I'm telling you. This place
was
is awesome.
one of the most highly recommended places to me by just friends and
Yeah.
family. Like, everyone
Yeah.
was like, you're going to New York, you have to go to
You gotta come
Katz's
to Katz's, yeah,
specifically.
this place. Also, this place has got great pickles. You like pickles. I'm not so big on pickles, but I'll allow you to have one. And potato knishes, my man. Yeah.
I'm really getting in touch with my Jewish heritage today. I'm very here for it.
Fantastic.
If you're going to convince me on pastrami, maybe I can convince you on pickles. We'll see. I feel like that might be a harder task.
Yeah, we'll see.
How do we order at this place? It's a little bit chaotic.
You get one of these when you walk in. They jot down everything on the card. Pay on your way out.
Okay, easy.
Save our seats. I'm gonna get us a sandwich.
I will do.
What's happening? Can I do a pastrami sandwich on rye, please? Yes, please.
Here we go.
I'm losing my mind. This looks so good.
That's just like a brick of meat.
As you can see, what? Are they applauding because that guy showed up on time? That's too funny. I think I might actually, hang on, I'm not playing.
Did you call it? He's pretty much called that.
Look, I was right. The thickness of the sandwich is in my DNA is what I'm telling you.
You can see the fat like
Yeah.
dripping off it already.
Yeah.
Look how much meat they've managed to cram in there. I can't stare at this thing any longer without trying it. I
Okay.
feel like we should dive in. Oh man.
Looks are deceiving. You think like, oh man, such a big sandwich. I'm gonna get this whole thing in my mouth. This thing is like, it's literally like a pillow. Look at this thing.
That's so soft.
It's perplexing how this much meat could be so soft.
A lot of the time, particularly with sandwiches,
Yeah.
I'm often worried about like the ratio of ingredients. I don't usually want like one thing to overpower the rest. And when I saw this, I was a bit worried that you might just be getting pure pastrami and nothing else.
Yep.
Honestly, I think they've kind of nailed the ratio here.
Yeah. It looks like it's whatever bread. It looks like it's a whatever rye,
Let me get a little bit.
right? But it's literally holding this giant fist of meat down.
Yeah.
Wild, right?
It's really, it's containing it, which is quite an impressive feat.
And now's the part of the video I want to do mustard talk. Mustard talk. My guy with the mustard knife just pow across the whole bread, right? I mean, I normally wouldn't add more. I just eat the sandwich the way that it is. But just for scientific purposes,
I think I can go more mustard because the meat is so rich and like buttery almost. I do think you want like something to balance that out. I feel like when you have a sandwich like this with so few ingredients, because this is basically just bread, meat, mustard, every ingredient has to be right.
you can know where to hide.
You really know what to hide.
Nowhere to hide with the flavor of this meat. If
is
it was
great.
even a little dry, or if the edges were a little like too crispy, or if the fat was still a little bit too chewy, you'd be like, forget it, I can't finish this. I know.
It's like you
I'm like
barely-
angry how good this is.
With like no effort at all, this just comes apart.
It falls right apart.
Talk to me a little bit more about pastrami.
Okay.
This is beef, correct?
Yeah.
What sort of seasonings?
The good people at Katz, they're not giving away any recipes, right?
Sure.
So here is what are the usual ingredients you'd find. Check this out. They got garlic, coriander, black pepper, paprika, cloves, allspice, mustard seed. Mm-hmm. Right? Have you ever like slow cooked meat? You ever anything like that? Slow
I
cooked?
actually haven't, no. I
Yeah.
don't really have a grill at home, so it's tricky. Have you?
Oh yeah. And it's
Have you
fun,
ever-
but it's like hard to get right.
Have you ever achieved anything close to this level of tenderness?
Are you kidding? No.
You can tell, again, how much time and effort has gone into making this.
Yeah.
Because to make beef this tender, you can't do that quickly, can
No,
you?
no. Well, I do know that they will cure it for around 30 days.
No.
30 days.
It's a long time.
It's a very long time. But just that idea, that process of making it now to serve it next month,
I don't have the attention span for that.
I don't have that at all.
My brain has been melted by
Yeah.
TikTok and Family Guy clips. I'd get distracted and start doing something else instead.
Yeah, tell me about, like, even as you're talking to me, I'm just imagining that, like, floating knife cutting the things of sand or whatever. What is this?
Subway
The
surfers
Subway surfer
guy.
guy just going, Yeah, okay, sounds good. So you came in as being like, pastrami, I'm not that into it. How you feeling right now?
I've like immediately been convinced this is
All right.
so good.
Told you.
I don't know what happened with the last one I had. It was a long time ago, so I don't remember it exactly.
You went to some Who Cares place, got some Who Cares sandwich. Yeah.
The last time I had one, the meat didn't taste nearly this beefy,
Okay, well, there you go.
because this does still have a really strong beefy flavor to it, which I love.
Man, I think I gotta try some of these pickles, though. Also known for the pickles, they got a regular and a half sour.
I love pickles.
Yeah, I'm not into it at all.
What is it about pickles that puts you off? Like taste,
And the
texture,
consistency,
both?
too. Yeah.
I just love them, man. I also feel like they just pair very well with a lot of these deli meats.
Yeah.
Because these tend to be really fatty,
Yeah.
a bit
You get this,
salty.
like, acidic.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like about pickles? Is that they would always put the pickle slice next to the fries when you get a sandwich or a burger, and then those fries are ruined. And then everything that touched the pickle tasted like a pickle. So it's more like, I didn't ask for this, and now you ruined like the thing I wanted. So
So this one's the half sour, and then they just do like a standard pickle.
yeah. The meat is hitting me, dude.
Already? You barely dented that.
I know. We also have potato knishes here.
I know technically you're the expert here, and I'm in your town, but
Yeah.
what we're talking about, traditional Jewish foods, Knish is the one, man. So good. So it's like fried dough that's filled with potato and cheese. It's just all the most comforting foods combined.
It's like fried on the outside, so you can like have it on the go. No.
Oh man. Do you think we could get on this wall? How do we get on the wall?
Here's what it would take. Us framing a picture of ourselves,
Yes.
sneaking it in here, and hanging it up when no one's looking.
Do you think they'd notice? Just a little one.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Signed the Food Wars, guys.
Oh my God, I want to do that so bad now. I can't believe we forgot to do.
Why have we not done that,
Let's
man?
walk by Dwayne Reed. We're gonna get a picture of ourselves.
Find a Walgreens,
It's
come
so
back,
funny.
sneak a photo on the wall.
Silence.
Man, are you not going to eat that? Because
No, we got.
I'm probably going to eat yours at this rate. I've destroyed this thing.
Stop eating. I'm not kidding, man. We got 2 more to go. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the food, but we got more pastrami to eat. We're eating our way through the city.
Okay.
We got more meat to eat in NYC. I'm so sorry.
There it is.
Empire State Building.
Statue of Liberty. Oh, okay, nice.
Famously destroyed in Cloverfield.
Yeah, and King Kong.
Yeah, that building's got the crap kicked out of it.
Man.
This is stop number 2 in our pastrami tour, 2nd Ave Deli. Famous, of course, for not being on 2nd Avenue.
Of course, that makes sense.
I am actually really hungry. I want to get into this pastrami. This place is legit. Of course, we'll get the pastrami sandwich. Want to get a few other fun things they have here. Matzo ball soup.
Of course.
Dude, it's gonna knock your socks off. Opened in 1954, moved locations in 2006, but pretty much everything has remained the same.
I'm loving the vibe in here.
That's nice, right?
Feels very authentic, very old school. Even like the chairs are kind of barely held together.
Oh, yeah.
Nice creak if I lean
Yeah.
backwards.
Ooh, yeah.
They've had these since 54, I can tell you that.
Yeah. These are top of the line in 54.
But I feel like, yeah, with things like pastrami, if you get a recipe, why change it, you know? I'm excited to try the food.
So, tell
Here
me
we
what
go.
you'd like to get.
Hello.
Don't be shy, you can tell me.
We will do a pastrami sandwich
Yeah, I think we're going to split one pastrami on rye, matzo ball soup,
and a coffee for me.
Can we get some water as well?
It's gonna rain.
Just hold this outside.
No, please, because I want it to be fresh.
Thank you.
I made that up. All right,
Thank
kids.
you so much.
You're welcome so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Here.
Matzo ball soup, little appetizer. You had this very often?
Yeah, I've had it a few times. I do like it. I don't really think to get it. I don't go to too many places that have it on the menu.
This is like maybe as classic a comforting Jewish dish you can get.
Yeah.
It's so good, man.
I got dill in the broth here. Ooh, fantastic.
I feel like it's kind of hard to come by this in the UK. Unless you maybe go to like North London, which is quite a Jewish area.
Oh, really?
But like broadly speaking, compared to like in New York,
Yeah.
we don't have as much of a Jewish culture, which I think is sad because so much of the food is so good.
Yeah.
The challah bread, man, gorgeous. If people watching this at home haven't had challah bread before,
It's really great.
go track it down. It's so good.
Sweet, yeah.
It's like almost a brioche, like a little bit of sweetness to it. The soup, I think, perfect appetizer,
Yeah.
but I think we're here for the main event.
Yeah, this looks real good. Once again, look at the thickness on that. I couldn't think Katz's could have been beaten, but this might be thicker.
Look at that.
I want to point out once again the rye bread, unassuming, thin slice. I guarantee it's incredible. I'm curious if they mustard our.
I don't think they have. I think we might have to mustard our own sandwiches, but they do have it on the table.
Guys, so, yeah.
Gonna need that, I think, with this amount of like rich, salty, fatty meat.
I do feel like we got more meat than the last place.
I think we do. Oh man, look.
Adjo mustard is an interesting choice.
Can we get this? If you just squeeze this, you can see the fat like running off of it.
Now this meat is sliced a lot thinner.
It is. It's a thinner cut, but like so many layers of it.
I know you can see just a lot of like the crust in there of the pepper and the yeah. Okay, I can't talk anymore. I gotta take a bite.
Let's go for it.
Okay. It's like really buttery. So I think that the fat on this is melted perfectly. It's incredible the consistency of this meat where it stays together and can like pile up in the sandwich.
Yeah.
And then the second you just kind of pull, it just falls apart.
As soon as you bite into
Right.
it, it's got a real like steaky taste to it almost. You really get the beef here, which I think is really, really good. You get some mustard?
Yeah, but it's like, I think it's the best way. Like it's fattier, but has more of like a savory flavor to it. This is really good.
That is flavour, man.
Yeah, that is flavor. Once again, the rye bread holding it down, not trying to outshine anything, doing
No.
its job.
I'm surprised.
You would think it would be saturated by now, but
Yeah, you see this much quite like fatty meat, and you assume that it would just soak straight through the bread. The bread's going to be like falling apart.
Nope.
Especially when it's like this thin. It's a thin slice of bread. It's kind of remarkable how well that holds up.
yeah,
It feels like a sandwich that's like greater than the sum of its parts, almost.
and look at this. Even though it's like thinner slices, almost like American bacon, but that means that your meat to crust ratio is different.
Yep.
It says more of the pepper flavor than a wider slice.
You can see the crust is like all throughout the sandwich,
Yeah.
so that every time you take a bite, you're getting like every part of the meat,
It's interesting
all that
strategy.
flavor.
Last place, wider slices, and they're thicker.
Yep.
But this, thinner, the flavor ratio is completely different.
At this point, hard to say which one I prefer.
I agree.
I'm gonna have to stew on it,
know.
and we've got more pastrami to eat.
I know.
So we can't make a decision just
Thank
yet.
you.
But fantastic sandwich,
This is
man.
fantastic. This place is great. You would think that something a little like satin salt for possibly up to 30 days would be salty, but it's not.
Not
It's
really.
like
No.
the sodium, the salt, it's not very high. It's more peppery, if anything.
I'd agree. I think you get more of the pepper, particularly in the bits where you kind of get the crust on the outside.
Yeah.
It's salty in the sense that it's well seasoned.
I just want to let you know, we have bread with seeds. This is without seeds. Some people prefer this. I don't
Okay.
serve it unless they ask for it because some people are allergic to seeds.
So it's still the rye bread, but with seeds.
It's
Okay,
the
great.
rye bread with seeds, so it's
Gotcha.
a little different taste.
Do you
Great.
prefer it?
I prefer it with seeds.
Interesting.
Let's do it with the
But, you
seeds.
know, if you're allergic to seeds, you have a problem that it's not a happy camper.
No seed allergies here. You're all good.
Bread update, they have a even rye-ier rye. I welcome that. I like my rye with a lot of seeds, so.
I welcome it because after the week we've had, I just need any kind of dietary fiber. But let's see.
I prefer that. I prefer with the seeds. It's a better rye. Better rye flavor. Doesn't overpower anything. It tastes more of like a classic rye.
I'm not mad about it.
So we had a lot of food thrown at us just now. We ended up getting 2 different types of their pastrami sandwiches, having different types of rye bread, with seeds and without. I'll tell you straight up, the with seeds, right up my alley. Like, do you have a preference of which bread you like more?
Pretty close for me. I think maybe the seeded, but there's not a ton in it. I do think the classic rye bread, you can't really go wrong with that formula.
Yeah.
Of just kind of having it there as the solid, sturdy foundation. Yeah. It definitely has a taste, but not too much taste. But yeah, I think maybe if you want something slightly different, a little bit out there, seeded is a good way to go.
Do you notice the cut of meat is like thinner strips?
Yes.
With more, dare I say, bark or pepper skin?
Yeah, I was kind of into it, to be honest. I feel like the more layers you get, the more interspersion you get of the bark, of the seasoning, which I really like because it makes sure that you get a bit of everything in every bite. So I think that's a good way to go about it. The meat here was great. It had a real beefy, steaky flavor to it, which I personally, again, thought was really great. This is a contender.
Absolutely.
We're on the one train for like an hour, so we're chilling.
We're in the Bronx. We're at Liebman's. Bit of a haul from where we were before today, but I want to take you up here because this is one of the last authentic Jewish delis here in the Bronx in this neighborhood. Used to be Hundreds, it's the last one. These guys have been here forever. They actually opened a year before 2nd Avenue Deli. Absolutely is
Not
worth
somewhere
it.
that the average tourist would probably think to come and look for a good pastrami.
Locals only, baby.
So obviously we're here for the pastrami sandwich.
Yeah.
Anything else on the menu that we should get while we're here?
Yeah, they got this like celery drink or something that's been around forever, like predates Coca-Cola taking over everything. It's by Doc Brown, not the time travel doctor, the soda doctor. But it's a celery beverage, supposed to be really good. I mean, they still have it on the menu, so.
Yeah, I can't say that I've tried that before, or that I'm particularly excited by the idea of a celery beverage, but we can give it a try.
I feel like juices and stuff, they put celery in that, right? Because it's like a watery plant. Am I using the right word there?
They put them in the the healthy smoothie options,
yeah.
which
So-
I tend to not order.
This is probably good for you.
Let's hope so.
I mean, a doctor invented it 100 years ago.
True. And again, after the week we've had, any nutrients are welcome at the moment.
Let's check it out. Celery.
Celery.
I don't know why it's called celery.
No. Just call it celery soda.
That E, took out an E, added an A.
Yes.
Same amount of letters.
Should we try some celery juice?
Yeah.
All right,
Cheers.
Celery soda.
Celery
Cheers
soda,
to
here we
a
go.
great day of pastrami.
Yeah. I would have not thought that was celery.
No,
But it's like,
I don't get any celery from that.
what does celery taste like? I only eat it when I dip it in stuff.
Celery is just like crunchy grass water, right?
yeah.
It's like not particularly good. This doesn't taste of celery. I get almost more like a sort of like appley taste. Do you get that? Yeah.
Like a citrus, but not too citrusy, right?
That's very refreshing.
Did
I would quite happily finish that whole thing.
I think they swapped celery with green apple. I think that's what happened. And,
It's like they're both green,
and
right?
no
It's
one's
fine.
noticed.
No, I'm personally not mad about it.
What's going on here? Yeah. They right, that tastes exactly like apple. All right, well,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
Nice. Now that our palates are suitably cleansed.
We're here to do the dang
the
thing.
main
All right, okay.
All right,
So I've noticed that this one has like a spiral formation. Ooh. It looks really good.
It does look really good.
I'm seeing them juices.
Yeah, man, it's glistening.
The bread,
Glistening.
bread has got a nice little bounce to it too, but it's like thicker. This is like a thicker than most ryes we've had.
Yeah, visually this is it's a gorgeous
Look at those.
sandwich.
I want to take a look. Okay, again, the thinner strips closer to 2nd Avenue.
Yeah, thin strips, marbling. The fat content is there. I feel like this is going to be tender as hell. Give a little.
Yeah.
Give me some of that. Go on. Quite a generous
Thank
dollop
you.
there.
Into one of
Use a
these.
spoon to spread it like a maniac.
Nice, yep.
All right, man.
Ready?
I
Wanna
feel
bite?
like the last thing to do is to taste.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my god, that is so tender.
I think it's tasting the savoriest one we tasted today. Really buttery.
might be.
This one though, it is like because it's packed in there really tight. I feel like it's a tougher chew than the previous ones.
Yeah, it's pretty dense in there,
it's
isn't
like
it?
really dense. I wasn't expecting that.
It does feel like you're getting value for money.
Well, this one definitely feels like, oh man, I got a lot of meat in this sandwich. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wash down a little celery juice. This probably tastes the closest to like bacon we've had all day.
Yeah, I think it's that marbling.
Gotta take a break. Oh,
You need a nap already.
yeah.
Texture-wise and flavor-wise, fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Really, really
fantastic.
good.
I'm like nitpicking details here.
Yeah.
I think the spiral effect was from them wrapping it up in a ball, putting it between bread, and then cutting it.
Bam.
And that's why it looks like that, versus like layering it over like slices of meat. And then, is there a train station in there? What the
Who's that?
All aboard.
The two's being delayed, guys. We should have just gotten off at the kitchen stop.
I don't know why this episode, I'm just feeling like delirious at the moment.
We've eaten a lot. We've been traveling
I've
a
hit a
lot.
level of like pastrami that I never thought
Yeah.
I would experience. Don't know where I am right now.
You've reached a pastrami saturation point.
I think I might
You've
have.
reached total pastrami.
Yes, I'm 100% pastrami right now.
Have you tried a pickle yet?
I have not, no. That might level me out a bit.
Hey, Peter Piper, get in there, my
Might
guy.
bring me back down.
Pick your favorite one.
It's always the sour boys.
I think this is great. This is what you want. We're talking, aren't we? Yeah.
The train station. This is too much.
Did you pick up that audio? Good God.
It's a good pickle. I feel like I have failed to bring you around on pickles today.
I haven't tried one.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I felt big time.
What is it? That was a sour one you had?
Yeah, I think so. The darker ones tend to be slightly more sour.
So what am I doing? What am I doing right now? Like, why is it?
What are any of us doing, Joe?
It's like-
Where are we?
It's really briny. I don't feel like refreshed, or I don't feel like that was good. I feel like, oh,
I
why did I eat
feel
that?
so re-energized, man.
Yeah. So when you accidentally eat a bug, like when you're riding your bike, you're just like, oh, come on.
You can't compare pickles to bugs.
All right, that's just me. I definitely really like the vibe of this place. It feels like I live here and I just popped in for a meal. Like, come here every day. They know your name.
Yeah, the guy's been like greeting the customers on the way in. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, haven't seen you in a while."
Yeah.
They know everybody here.
That has that
Local
energy,
spot.
right?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
I really like it, yeah.
Friendly.
It's fun, yeah, friendly. Yeah, it's nice. So, we ate a ridiculous amount of pastrami sandwiches. First of all, when we started, you were like, yeah, I'm not so into pastrami. But now after we visit all these places, what do you think?
I mean, I guess the good news is that I think I am a pastrami convert because
Nice.
all of these have really been fantastic.
Right? As you went through the day, like, what was it about pastrami sandwiches in general that won you over?
I wasn't sure going into this kind of like what the standard seasonings and I guess flavor of the pastrami was going to be.
Yeah.
But just the taste of it is fantastic. Varying levels of like beefiness, I would say. Sometimes you get more beef, sometimes it's more the seasonings on the outside.
Yeah.
But generally just very good. I like the texture a lot, especially when you get the layers, you get like a little bit of chew, but then once you bite into it and start to chew it, it just melts in your mouth and it's fantastic. The rye bread has also been great. I love the flavor that the rye adds. The structural integrity I think is really important to have there as well with a sandwich this dense. So yeah, all in all, I think it's just a really simple but elegant sandwich.
For me, going into this, I was like, the pastrami's got to be number one. It has to just be like perfectly cooked, perfectly sliced. And of course, the bark, the outside, the seasoning, that had to be throughout the sandwich. But you know, you can't have like too much of it because it's gonna be like a peppery mess. So figure out that very simple yet very delicate balance of all the elements of the sandwich. And I say all three of these places did a phenomenal job.
I think one thing that has really interested me is to see how different the three sandwiches that we've tried have been.
Yeah.
When on paper it's just three basically identical ingredients.
You would think, yeah.
You would think, but then when you actually try it, subtle things can make big differences.
I totally agree. We kept talking about the bread, kept talking about the mustard, even the cut of the meats, right? It all factors in greatly to how it tastes. It's like a subtlety to it. Like all three of these places, they're a master at it, you know?
I think one thing that's shone through is that all these places have years of tradition behind them, years of practice behind them. They really have honed their art. And I think ultimately it's going to come down to like a matter of personal preference for our decision, because these are all fantastic pastrami sandwiches. I'd happily recommend any of these spots to anybody, but
Gotta
we're here
pick
to
one?
pick a favorite.
You go first.
So I think of the three, and again I will emphasize fine margins here, these are all fantastic sandwiches.
Razor thin.
Would happily eat any of these.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was Second Avenue Deli.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why? What was it about Second Avenue?
I liked the slightly thinner cut of meat. I loved the vibe in there. I thought it was really great, very much like a family-run,
Yeah.
traditional Jewish deli, which is great. I just think every element of that sandwich worked, was balanced. The beef had a really like steaky, beefy flavor to it,
Yes.
which I loved personally.
Yeah.
The rye bread was great, particularly with the seeds as well.
Yeah. Thank God he brought that in there because
That was
we
a
would have
great
known.
shout.
And I think that I remember the cut of that meat being similar in shape to this one, but way softer, way tender. Right?
I think so, maybe a little bit. This was, I'd say, pretty close in terms of like tenderness for me. I think the way they kind of like layered it just lent to a better mouthfeel, a better texture when you actually bit into the sandwich.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, fine margins, but I think for me, Second Avenue has just edged it out.
I agree with you.
You do?
That was also my favorite.
It's unanimous.
Yeah.
Wow. Why did you enjoy that one?
All the reasons you just said.
Yeah.
No,
I'm very eloquent. I can't
think
help it.
that the difference between that one and these other two really was the just incredible like flavorfulness of the meat, but the bread, the mustard, everything together, it really was like it just had something extra to it that I really can't place my finger on. Yeah, it was incredible. Love that sandwich.
But like I say, all fantastic. There are no losers here.
That's right.
We have
yeah.
to pick a winner, but there are
Yeah.
no losers.
When you're eating pastrami, man, everyone's a winner.
Man, I'm feeling.
Especially my cardiologist, man. That guy's getting paid.
I have eaten more pastrami today than I have in the rest of my life combined. I'm feeling on some kind of weird level right now.
I'm beat, bro.
I don't know what the plan is for the rest of the day, but probably going to lay down.
Yeah, I'm going home.
Perfect.
I lived in New York City for years, and it has some of the best food in the world. I invited my friend Harry Kersh over from the UK to teach him how we do things slightly differently here. We'll be visiting 4 of the top burger spots across the city all in one day to see if we can find New York's best burger. This is Food Tours. First stop of the day, J.G. Mellon.
All right, buddy, today we're having the best burgers in New York City. How you feeling?
I'm excited. I guess maybe my favorite food.
Thank goodness.
I
Well,
know.
starting here, J.G. Mellon. Have you heard of this place?
I have not. No, tell me more.
Yeah, why didn't start here? Because this place does burgers traditionally, you know, like smash burgers and like piling it high with ridiculous toppings. No, here they serve the double beef blend griddle cooked burgers. They do it simple, cheese, onions. You make a little bacon on ours. Simple ingredients, simple setup, gonna taste amazing.
Yeah, the vibe in here I'd say is like pretty traditional. It's quite low key, old school decor. Don't accept cards, which is annoying. Gotta run out and get some cash. But yeah, I'd say the menu's like fairly simple, classic. Nothing too flashy on here.
Nah.
I feel like you were pretty impressed by UK burgers when we were touring London.
Yeah, I was. We had fantastic burgers, but I mean, it's next level here in the city. I don't know how else I can put it.
I'm excited to see what I imagine to be a pretty traditional American cheeseburger.
The taste is gonna blow your mind, I guarantee it.
Hey.
Oh,
Look at
fantastic.
these.
Let's go.
Is there anything else I can bring you to?
Thank you so
No,
much.
that's good, pal.
I
Thanks
think
so
we're all good.
much.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
All right.
They have not skimped on the bacon.
No, they have not. They've not skimped on the thickness. I mean, come on, man. You're not getting anything thick like that in the UK.
This is ridiculous. The only thing in the UK thicker than this is me.
Okay. What do you think of that? You're getting the American bacon today, too. I'm ignoring that. You're getting the American bacon today, too, buddy. You got that crispy,
Yes.
thin.
I feel like often when you get bacon on a burger, you get the full strips.
I hate that.
I quite like this because they've kind of like diced this up.
Yes.
So therefore, I guess when you bite into it, you're not just going to accidentally tear the whole burger out.
Optimal eating. Get some of this onion on here.
There you go.
Come on.
I'm putting the pickles on. I know you're not a pickles guy.
Cheese, look at that. It's melted right to the burger. It's done to perfection, dude.
My God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I can't really wait anymore. Should we just crack in?
Yeah, let's crack in.
All right, man. Mmm.
It's absolutely fantastic burger.
Uh-huh.
Perfect flavor.
Did you get that like juice just pouring out of that as you bit into it?
Oh, look at that. On the inside? Yeah, that is medium rare. Perfect. Perfecto.
But one thing that's really impressed me is that it doesn't feel like too dense, I would say.
Yeah.
When you're forming the patties, sometimes there's too much of a temptation to really like pack the meat in there and you end up with a much chewier texture. Whereas this is still like so melt in your mouth soft. It's really, really impressive.
How does this compare to like UK burgers on a whole?
Good question.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'd say
I'm a journalist. Asking questions is kind of my job.
Being grilled.
And the fact that you like that one really means a lot to me.
high praise. I think one thing that's standing out to me is the way it's cooked. I don't think it's super common in the UK for someone to actually ask you how you want your burger cooked, unless you're at a slightly more high-end restaurant.
Yep.
So I think that generally implies that they're using fresher ingredients, everything is being cooked to order, and I think the end result there is a really fresh, juicy burger.
I totally agree. It's like, it's thick, it's juicy, the meat was so perfectly packed. It's crazy good. Back there they got like the broiler that kind of finishes the cook of the meat, right? Before they put the burger in there, that's when they add the cheese. And the cheese on the griddle. It's almost like they're broiling the cheese to the patty. Genius move. So it's almost like saran wraps with cheese, the delicious flavor, and also adheres the cheese to the meat. Ah, this place, man. I mean, come on, I feel like I'm in the 70s right now in New York. I'm in Midtown Manhattan,
Yeah.
having a big, thick burger, cup of coffee.
I was going to say, this place feels even older than the 70s maybe. This feels like a really retro place. I mean that in like a complimentary way.
Yeah.
Very old school, retro vibe.
Yeah. I mean, this is where you go for a long lunch, couple of drinks,
burgers with the coworkers. You go back to the office and do literally nothing.
No work.
This might be the one to beat. I know we're just starting, but man,
It's laid down a gauntlet already, I will say. I know we've got more burgers to eat today, but
yeah, so slow down.
this is getting finished again, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. I warned him.
Harry and I had some time to kill before our next spot, so we took a stroll through Central Park. Harry saw a turtle. From there, we made our way to another New York burger staple, PJ Clark's.
New spot, PJ Clark's, right? It's a New York burger institution. I know there's a lot of facts here, but one fact I think is hilarious is that Buddy Holly proposed to his wife here, and it was their first date.
What? That's moving a little bit fast.
Yeah, I think he was just, I don't know. I mean, maybe he knew. Oh, also, I mean, this was Sinatra's joint. He always sat at table 20.
Where's table 20? I want to sit on the Sinatra table.
I think this is it right here. No, this can't be the
believe you.
Sinatra table.
So it's a jazz legend hangout.
Yeah, dude, this has been here since 1884, which I'm assuming when jazz was popular.
Sure.
But you notice outside, there's like corporate building plazas all around us, but there's buildings like almost like standalone.
It's
How
really
cool
funny.
Is that? Yeah, they held out, and thank God they did, because I mean, like I'm saying, man, this might be the best burger in New York City.
We're going to be the judges of that, Joe.
Yeah, it's funny that
Speaking of, which burgers are we going to be ordering?
Nat King Cole, baby, we're getting the Cadillac. I
Cadillac.
feel that like we were getting bacon anyway. You know, they have other ones that look like fun, but I think bacon's a nice. Get that in every single one.
I got to get my fill of that good crispy American bacon while I'm here.
That's right. You can't get that type of bacon anywhere in London.
You can in some places, but it's way less common,
Gotcha.
particularly on a burger in a kind of what is effectively like a pub/bar vibe.
Yeah.
Although obviously with a bit more of a fancy dining twist.
You can't bring your own bacon to the pub
You could smuggle some in, maybe get some like pocket meats going.
with your own ranch.
Yeah. I like the vibe in here.
Yeah.
It's busy, popular spot.
Right? The checkered red and white.
This seems very classic,
Now,
old school.
They filmed some Mad Men stuff here, like the camera in Mad Men, and it's a perfect fitting, like getting to work, drinking all day at work, then going to lunch to drink martinis.
Sure.
Before you go back to the office and drink more.
Cool.
And then you get loaded at a happy hour before you drive home.
Yeah, maybe you have me up until the driving drunk part.
Drive your giant tank Cadillac out to Long Island to get home at like 9 p.m. for dinner
Dreamy.
and
Yeah.
unwind with 2 more glasses of scotch. It's a miracle anyone made it out of that generational life.
Honestly, yeah. How did we not just go extinct in like the 50s?
No clue. Yeah,
Thank
oh,
you.
my man.
That's a big burger.
Thank you, Eduardo. I really
Thanks so
appreciate
much.
it. Looks delicious. Brace yourself. We got to talk about it before we eat it.
Okay.
Also stacked, this one,
Yes.
thick cut of tomato. Lettuce in the bottom. Okay. I like the lettuce in the bottom because I know it makes everything go every direction.
Yep.
So they kind of isolate it from the rest of the toppings. Very smart. Very smart. A thicker, more smokier bacon. This might be the best bacon you're going to see all day, my buddy.
This looks crispy as hell.
As you notice, onions underneath for some reason.
Underneath.
I guess you can
Are you
kind
going
of
to put your onions in the burger?
Yeah, of course.
And the pickles on the side again. You can pickle your own
Yeah,
burger.
thank you,
Which I feel like you might skip, but I'm definitely
Yeah.
doing. Burger, some assembly required.
Yeah, dude.
Hit it with the pickles. This thing is huge.
This thing is just dripping.
Oh my god.
My plate looks like the floor of a slaughterhouse. This is
Jesus, man.
perfect. All right, ready?
I think so.
Bite my gals,
I'm
do
gonna
this.
get My optimal angle for bite.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, look on the inside there. That's cooked perfectly. Was that medium rare, right?
Man.
Was it medium rare?
We said medium rare.
Yeah, perfect.
Another place where they asked us how we wanted it cooked, which again, I think is a good sign. Cooked to order.
When I say
And
how
they
do you,
nailed that as well.
how do you want to
So-
cook this code for? We're paying attention. Mm-hmm. This is so good. This is so fantastic.
Serious burger, man.
The consistency of the bacon on this one might be perfect. It's crunchier than normal. I like how it's got a bit of bite because everything's so soft.
I had a few concerns about the assembly maybe, because when you have things like one big slice of tomato, big slice of lettuce, and large pieces of bacon, sometimes when you bite into it, you can kind of like pull everything out by mistake. But it's really holding together. I'm liking the bun as well, because somehow, despite the amount of moisture that's been coming off this, the bun's like holding together, doing its job.
It's not falling apart at all.
No.
Oh, wow. Wow. These fries are nice and crispy too.
I wish the UK did bacon like this. I'm willing to admit, when the US does something better than the UK, I think bacon's a good example.
Because you guys even know those bacon sandwiches, the bacon buddy? What is it?
Butty.
Butty? I can't believe you guys are literally having bacon sandwiches and nobody's like, hey, why don't we make this a little bit crispier?
Yeah.
Not one person has made that conclusion.
I wish we would. I've had too many like depressing, very pale rashers of bacon. It's not for me.
Bacon's a real bummer over there.
What do you think about the beef patty itself?
This one's like the perfect size, and with all the toppings together, it's just so good.
I think they can only get away with putting this many other toppings on it because the patty is so thick and juicy and meaty.
Not falling apart at all, it's like packed in there, man. Which I love. I did think that I'm not getting as much of the cheese coming through in the cheeseburger part of it. With this one, like the cheese has less of a presence in there. When you want a cheeseburger, you really want to taste the cheese, right?
I think I kind of like come and go on that one. I do think that American cheese is the best cheese for a cheeseburger. Melts without splitting.
Hear that?
I also don't personally want a ton of cheese on a cheeseburger. I know it might sound a bit weird. For me, it's more like a little accent to the burger.
Really?
And almost more of like a textural thing as well.
Well, this is amazing. I feel great, but we got more burgers to eat, buddy. So,
We do. As much as I'd like to hang out here, have a few more drinks, maybe move to martinis, I feel like it's time to go.
yeah, a couple more burgers, then we start drinking martinis. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Too fast, man. And then I did it too.
After that, we headed over to Brooklyn for our next burger at the Long Island Bar.
This is the Long Island Bar. It's been open since 1951. And also, I think you'll like this place too because it has a more of an American menu. There's cheese curds and deviled eggs. I want you to try too. Yeah.
Yeah, never tried either of those things. They sound like classic American foods. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, kind of dig the Art Deco vibe in the spot too, right? Like
really
a
cool.
50s diner vibe.
Yeah, I feel like tradition has kind of been like a hallmark of this burger tour so far. It
Yeah.
feels like we kind of stepped back into like a time capsule. I'm really liking it.
All right, but I am dying for a burger. How about you?
Yeah, I think I can do maybe 1/2 more burgers.
Let's do it.
Cool. Ooh, there we go. Look at these. This is a spread,
So,
dude. This
let the
thing.
American flag in here to let you know where you are. I'm taking mine out. You leave yours in.
This looks like a Krabby Patty.
Oh yeah.
It's like the perfect cartoon burger.
All right, we got
Which honestly makes me want to eat it so badly.
no time to waste. I'm taking a bite. I'm going in.
man,
I
go
can't
for
wait
it.
to taste this bacon.
I don't want to accidentally eat the American flag, so I'm going to move that one. And
Oh
then
my
let's
God.
go.
Dude,
Oh man.
get me with this. And with the special sauce they have on here. Okay, I got another one. Oh,
That is crazy.
this is the secret weapon right here. This bacon.
How have they? I need to know how they've done this to that because the shape is amazing, and the crisp on that.
Something that you don't see in the UK either. Once you get they batter the fries.
Battered fries. That's the most American thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah, right. Instead of it being one thick one, two half thickness ones, double it up with the cheese in the middle.
I'm seeing like there's pickles in the middle.
Yeah. You see that?
They've like
So
layered
they-
this really well.
Sealed in deliciousness. Yeah. Oh, this is so good. And the bun?
A bit more texture to the outside.
Oh, God.
This thing's ridiculous, man.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, there's like you can tell a lot of thought has gone into the assembly of this burger.
And I like, because it's two patties, there's like a meat to cheese ratio that's better here than it's been anywhere else. Yes. Don't let that precious cheese go to waste, my man. And the star of the show, the secret weapon. Bacon floss? I don't know what this is. It's fantastic.
Bacon spiral.
So I love the American vibe to this. The owner is from Wisconsin.
Yes.
You know what else is from Wisconsin? A cheese curds.
Cheese curds.
I don't know if you've had one of these before, but you know what this is? It's a ball of deep fried goodness. That's all you need. Cheese right here in curd form, fried. Boom. Get in here. Get in here.
What is that, like ranch sauce?
Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't
Little
need
bit
it.
of
It's so flavorful. It's so good. He's bringing these in from Wisconsin. Right?
Really pleasing texture on that.
Yeah, it's great. You can see this is like an obsession in the Midwest.
Yeah, wow. Nice and chewy. Not overly cheesy.
No,
It's more just like a sort of chewy, savory
I mean, it's a
mouthful.
snack. This is a Midwest snack right here. You can
Yeah.
go to town and get a few more.
I'm concerned for the health of Midwesterners if this is a snack, but
Oh, they're fine.
very tasty.
I don't think there's really an obesity problem in the Midwest at all.
No?
Those colorful little white guys in front of you, deviled eggs. Hard-boiled eggs, you take out the yolk ball, whip it up,
with spices and reinsert it in there. So even though it's a hard-boiled egg, it has like a softer texture to it.
Okay.
And this place, usually they'll throw in like paprika or something to give it a little bit of a kick.
Yep.
They have their own house-made hot sauce.
Okay,
So
but
it's
they're
a
a little
unique kick
twist
to it.
on a deviled
Yeah,
egg.
get in there.
Why are they called deviled eggs? Why are these like unholy?
It's because they're a sinful pleasure.
Are you joining me on this one, or are you watching your cholesterol?
I'm watching my cholesterol. I want to see the reaction. What do you think? Yeah, right.
That hot sauce, man. Nice gentle heat.
What their competitive edge, I think, here is that they're leaning into, the Americana-ness of it, right? A double burger, dripping with cheese, delicious sauce, ridiculously good bacon. I don't know where this bacon's from.
No.
But I absolutely love it. Battered fries, battered cheese curds, devil's eggs.
And martinis.
Yeah, I mean,
Delightful.
this is like a niche that you don't see too often in New York or anywhere outside of the Midwest.
It's really kind of unique. There's nothing like this in the UK.
Yeah, right?
I've not had this experience before.
It's Cobble Hill. It's not the tourist center of New York City, certainly not, but definitely worth coming out to. Or people live in Brooklyn visiting. But yeah, this burger's ridiculous. It's so good.
It's a thin patty, but it's not smashed. Not a smashed burger, because we're not getting that kind of like golden brown, crispy crust on the outside. But I will say it's like very well seasoned, so it's very flavorful.
They did lettuce, no tomato. No onion in there either, right?
I don't think so, no. Just a lot of pickles, cheese, that incredible bacon.
Yeah. The meat
some
did the
lettuce.
talking on this one.
Which honestly, I kind of think is how a cheeseburger should be.
Yeah, I agree.
Let the meat do the talking.
Fantastic. Ooh, and wash down this refreshing martini.
Cheers, my good man. You look like you're enjoying that.
Should have gotten a beer. All right. Killer burger. This place is getting packed. I feel like we're taking a valuable real estate here. Got one more spot to take you. You want to go?
I do, yeah. Popular spot. Let's clear out and give him some space.
Let's go.
I wanted to show Harry a place that takes a slightly more creative approach with their burgers. So we headed up to Rolo's in Queens.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about electricity. I want to say that I don't know thing about electricity, like nothing. Okay, so if established I don't know anything, I'm pretty sure that's not right.
No, that does not look good. That can't be safe.
No way the electric company got in the cherry picker and got up there and was like, yeah,
Looks good. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool,
looks good.
Cool. Ooh.
Harold,
Joseph,
we've eaten our way through New York City via burgers.
we have.
Last place here in Queens, Rolo's. 1L, not to be confused with the very sweet chocolate candy with the caramel center. Burger here is supposed to be bomb. One to end the day here. A little outdoor dining, al fresco. How you feeling?
I'll be honest, not great. I think my eyes.
Why?
I think my eyes might have been bigger than my stomach with this shoot.
Oh, really?
As you'll remember, I was kind of putting away the entire burger for the first couple of spots, thinking I was plain sailing.
I don't recall saying anything.
No, I don't think anyone did. You know, if only someone had told me, that would have been great. But
Yes, it's the crew's fault.
yeah, I blame everyone except myself.
Yeah, very smart. Man, you are becoming an American more and more every day.
Hey, I've made it.
So the house burgers here, everything is fresh. I believe the meat blend is 75% lean, 25% fat beef. So you're gonna be getting a nice savory flavor in there. Everything cooked at an open wood-fired grilled and not flat top, which is a distinction from all the other places I've been to today. They only make a limited number of burgers each day.
Yeah, I'd say it's a lot more modern than the other places we've been today.
Yeah.
It's much more of a kind of like a cool, hip spot rather than a very classic New York style institution.
Yeah.
Music's playing, lights are dim, candles are lit, you know. Nice place to take a date, maybe.
Yeah, you know, a mix of everything. If this video was a little longer, I would have taken it to White Castle, but apparently that doesn't count.
Yeah. Thank you. Perfect. Look at those.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
What I tell you about this place? First impressions, what are you thinking?
I was trying to get a photo of the burger.
Yeah, okay, do your B-roll, let's go.
Real quick. Because this is a photogenic burger, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, how beautiful does this thing look?
It's pretty gorgeous.
Yeah.
I will say right off the bat, this looks very different to the other burgers
Yeah.
we tried today.
Look what's going on here, they're searing the top of the bunion?
Searing the buns.
See that before, right?
We got the bacon. Look at the color on this bacon, by the way.
Yeah, it's different than the bacon that we've had, but it looks really good. Yeah, it's like a really bright red.
2 beef patties. There's like some caramelized onion on there as well.
Yeah, this
And
is
of course some cheese.
This is closer like I don't think they're smash burgers, but they look more smash burger like.
Much more like a smash burger because you can see you've got like bits of kind of caramelization on there. There's like dark crust on the burger.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Might
right?
be something to do with the way it's cooked. It's cooked over the wood fire.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
High-
exactly. Yeah, sorry.
high
I was like,
heat.
I'm
You're,
mesmerized
you're
by
lost
burger.
in the burger right now.
All right.
All right.
I got a bite before we talk.
Okay, man. Last one of the day. Cheers, my guy.
Oh wow, the onions on this thing too. This thing is fantastic. You can just taste the difference with the wood-fired meat versus something that was on a grill top. They put cheese in between both patties. It's not cheesier, but the sauce too is incredible.
Yeah.
I can't get over the onions actually.
Yeah.
Whatever they're doing these onions, they like dipped in like garlic butter or whatever, right?
Like
Was garlic butter
garlicky,
dipped?
caramelized.
Yeah. That's
A
incredible.
little bit of sweetness.
Yeah.
I really like the mustard sauce on this actually. It's like a mustard mayo type thing. A little bit of pepperiness.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a Dijon-ness to it. Yeah. Everything's working so well together. This is one of the more juicy ones we've had today too, right?
In a crowded field, yeah. I feel like they've all been pretty juicy. That's like a recurring theme. But this one definitely, again, you squeeze it, a lot of juices are running out of it. The onion juices will just kind of mingles into one delicious broth.
Really impressive. It's probably the most inventive burger we've had today. Right? Definitely
Look at
stands
this
out.
burger. Look at the color on that
Yeah.
bacon.
Yeah.
It's maybe not as crispy as some of the other bacon that we've had,
No.
but the flavor is fantastic.
Yeah, the flavor's definitely locked in there. I mean, I think everything about this is really like all the positives, the flavors are jumping out of me. It's because it's cooked in wood fire
Yep.
that has just unlocked the flavor in the meat that we weren't really getting from the other burgers.
Flavorful, right?
Yeah. With the grilled onions, no other burger today has been topped with like such flavorful extras. Does that make sense, right? Price-wise, this burger lands in the middle. It's $18, but $3 extra for the bacon. Definitely worth it.
Sure.
So $21 for the burger and a big long pepper. I've been eating burgers all day. I feel like if I was having a normal meal, just this burger would hit the spot for me. It's a big burger.
It is a big burger. I think this would fill you up.
Yeah.
I also think like location-wise, we're a bit further out than we have been for the other ones.
Yeah.
The first couple were like very central, Manhattan-based. Then we kind of moved more out towards Brooklyn, and now we're in Ridgewood, which I guess isn't as much of a touristy area.
More of a neighborhood, yeah. Location considered, I think this is more of a high-end burger.
While it might be kind of in the like middle to high end of the price scale, I do think you're getting a lot of quality for your money. They clearly take a lot of care over their meat, the way they prepare it, the way
Yep.
they cook it, and it does show through in the final product. It's a very, very tasty burger.
Yeah, very tasty.
Not very considerate of people filming around here on the roads, are
No.
they? Rude.
But I think we're all impressed with how loud that was.
Oh,
Right?
me too, yeah.
Hard choices have to be made, Harry. I get it, it's fine.
There's another bike.
It's like a very big motorbike area.
It's a motorbike and bus area, which is really convenient.
Oh my God, so cool. 4 of the best. We did the London burger episode, so I had to respond with a New York City burger episode. Overall, what did you think of New York City burgers today?
I do think we've had some really fantastic burgers overall.
Yeah.
I also like how the different spots have kind of like represented different parts of, I guess, New York culture as well. From the very traditional kind of bar, tavern kind of vibes to the more classic Americana diner style. And of course, the people who are doing it a little bit differently, putting their own spin on the classics.
Yeah.
I like the variation that we've had today as well. I like how some of them have been the more thick cut patties.
Yeah.
Some of them have gone for the thinner double options. All of them have been really, really juicy. All of them have been pretty flavorful. I will say, I don't know, compared to some of the London options, I don't feel like New York is doing it necessarily a lot better than London is. Joe might disagree.
I disagree.
But I feel like in terms of the actual like beef, the
Sure.
quality of those meats, I do feel like UK farmers are holding it down.
No, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. Our beef is superior to yours. All right? I don't know how much clearer I can put it. USA is beef. So break it down. What is your favorite and why?
Man, if I had to pick a favorite
You do?
of the burgers that we've chosen
Contractually
today,
obligated to pick a favorite.
I am. I think if we had to pick a favorite,
Same guy?
oh my God. Very tough decision. I think my favorite of the 4 we had today,
Yeah.
Long Island Bar.
Whoa.
Long Island Bar.
Really?
You look surprised.
I guess I'm not.
No?
That was a really good burger.
Really good burger.
Yeah, that was my number 2.
The vibe in the place was really good.
Yeah.
I like it in there. Very like classic Americana style, really cool. I think the thing that stood out for me there was the care they took when they were assembling that burger. The way that it was layered, ingredients kind of equally distributed throughout the burger.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The beef itself, really well seasoned, really great flavor, lots of like pepper and salt in
You
there
even
as well.
pointed out the seasoning on that one, didn't you?
Mhm, I did. It really, really stood out to me.
Wow.
Yeah, I just think overall, that was my best burger.
Wow.
How about you?
That was my number 2.
Number 2. Okay. But number 1.
It's tough because JG's and PJ's, those places to me are like New York City. The vibe, they had that like we're in Manhattan, we're popping in a burger, getting a beer, depending on what time it is. The ambiance, the fact that they're doing it the same way they've been doing for, 100 years or whatever. And it's been that long, clearly they're doing something right. So both those burgers had like a taste, like a classic traditional burger taste that I do enjoy. Now, Long Island Bar, your favorite, I picked up on all the things that you just said. Would have maybe have been my favorite of the day, but the best burger that I had today is our boy Rolo's. This one right here. The flame grilled, the quality of the burger, the 75-25 ratio of lean to fat. This burger is fantastic. I'm very impressed with how good it is. I love the bacon on this, everything about it, the bun, how it works together. The second I've been in this, I'm like, yeah, we have a winner. We've been eating burgers all day. That's a testament how good this burger is. On our way over here, I'm like, oh, not another burger place. And then a bit into it, I'm like, I'm so glad I came here. It's a fantastic burger. The other 3 places, also amazing.
I think the quality of the meat, like I say, probably highest at Rolo's.
Yeah.
Really had that beefy, meaty flavor that I really want when I bite into a burger. So I do think that if it was purely a case of like the flavor of the beef burger itself,
Okay.
they may have been my number 1.
Okay.
I think overall I was factoring some things into my decision, like the kind of vibe in there. I just love the Americana. It was like a little bit kitschy in the Long Island Bar.
I see.
But I love that. As a tourist, I think that's what people want when they come to New York for an authentic burger experience.
I never thought of it like
that.
that.
Factored into my decision. The burger itself was still fantastic. I'm not just recommending it on the vibe. But yeah, I think all in all, as a total package, recommending this to other tourists, that would be why I'm making my decisions.
I'm so tired.
I'm really tired.
So very tired. People can tell watch this video, the sun is going down.
We're both going to get gout after this trip.
Bring it on, baby. All right. To White Castle.
So White Castle.
It's early, my man. Before you go back to London, there's one experience I think you should have. So today I'm taking you to some of my favorite bodega/breakfast carts, because one thing quintessential about being a New Yorker, you could pop into a bodega, there's plenty of breakfast carts on the street here in Manhattan where you get an amazing bacon, egg, and cheese, or a chopped cheese. I don't know how I can really explain a bodega to you. Like, you guys have corner shops, right?
Yeah, we have corner shops, like convenience stores tend to be open quite late, but they don't tend to make like hot food in the store, whereas they do in bodegas.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, yeah. So think of it as like your corner shops meet, cafes, I guess?
Yeah, okay.
All right, so the first place we're going to up here is Mama Joe's Breakfast Cart. It's not a bodega, I know. I'm starving though. Let's eat.
All right.
Can I please have 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches? Yeah. Yeah, in a roll. There you go. Thank you so very much. You have a great day. Take care. Thanks. First bacon, egg, and cheese in New York City, $5. New York City lives on these, my man. But as you can see, no frills, just delicious egg, delicious cheese, and delicious bacon. This one comes from the Mama Joe Breakfast Cart, which of course is not a bodega. I kind of bent the rules because I wanted to take you here because this was voted the best breakfast cart in New York City. Mama Joe gets up every day at midnight to be open by 4. They close by 11.
Okay.
Right?
Early to bed, early to rise.
Yeah.
Makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise, as they say.
It does.
But do you make a good bacon, egg, and cheese?
They make a fantastic one, maybe the best in the city, and I wanted you to have it.
What should I expect biting into this?
Amazing deliciousness. You're gonna expect strangers to take pictures of you on the streets. So that's
My kids will call me.
tag me.
Should we give it a go?
Yeah.
Okay.
How good is this?
They're really good.
I have one of these every day.
It's delicious, man.
Now, Mama Joe's, she excels at this. But I want you to understand that this is an example of the type of sandwich you can get at any bodega, any cart, on this island, or any borough surrounding it.
It's really, really good. I can see why most New Yorkers want to start their day with one of these.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel too heavy. I know there's like fried bacon in here, there's cheese in here, but it doesn't feel like heavy or fatty necessarily.
Every time I get one, and I'm going in, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it with ketchup. I just something about, I got ketchup in a sandwich, I'm not into it. And then I forget, and then I bite in and it has ketchup in it. And I'm like, actually, ketchup's awesome. I think it works really well with the bacon of all things, right? So
A little bit of that like salty and sweet combination. They've been quite sparing with the ketchup as well. It's not like they've lathered it on there. Just like just a little bit.
But you saw in there's like that small griddle that he's cooking on, right? You saw that small flat top?
Tiny, not a lot of room to operate in that.
And you just see today, a lot of places we go to, yeah, it's not this big kitchen setup. It's just something that's right there. Boom, boom, boom. They make exactly what you want, exactly what you need. And hey, man, $5 American, the price is nice.
I'm really surprised that we don't have more food trucks, particularly in London, or just like, I guess, places where you can get a hot, ready bacon sandwich really easily. Or
Yeah, like a
breakfast
bacon
sandwich.
buddy. Is that what you
Yeah,
call it?
I mean, so we do-
Buddy? What is it called?
Butty.
Butty.
B-U-T-T-Y.
Now, the bacon buddy, does that come with egg and cheese and ketchup?
Can do, not usually. If it does come with egg, it's more likely to be a fried egg rather than other stuff. Ketchup is common, brown sauce is common. It's harder to get one on the go.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite like the way you guys do things here, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, it's great.
I like the American cheese on a breakfast sandwich. I think that works really, really well.
Guy, they made fun of that American cheese, all the ingredients in Food Wars. Now you're eating it, what do you think?
It's good.
Yeah,
it
that's
works.
right. Yeah. You're like, that's gross. Us Americans are like, yeah, try it. They like bring on the chemicals.
That terrible milk, sodium citrate, it all works, man. It's good.
Bring on the borax or whatever's in there. Anyway, next place I'm taking you, it's not gonna be a bacon, egg, and cheese, it's gonna be a chopped cheese. Your mind is about to be blown.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So just to confirm, you've never had a chopped cheese before?
Never in my life.
Do you even know what a chopped cheese is?
Not really.
Incredibly popular in New York City. You get them all over the place. Every place does it a little bit differently. So I want to take you to a chopped cheese place that claims to be the inventor of the chopped cheese.
The home of the chopped cheese.
So we're here in Harlem. I'm going to check it out in there. I love them. Everyone in New York eats them. It's kind of like a staple thing to have here in New York. Pop into a bodega, grab a chopped cheese. Your neighborhood spot does it a little bit different than everybody else.
All right, should we give it a try?
Yeah, definitely.
The size of those pickles, man.
That's right. This city obsessed with pickles.
Want to watch the master at work.
It's kind of like the cafes you guys go to in London where you're just making it up on the grill.
Sort of, yeah. Although I'd say this is more of a uniquely New York experience.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go, gentlemen.
Perfect. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so very much.
There we go. Okay.
So, and you got nothing like this in the UK, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had anything like this.
So as you can see, the guy was chopping up the hamburger
Yep.
with cheese and onions. Obviously lettuce and tomato. Put salt and pepper on here. Was there ketchup?
Ketchup and mayo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's take a bite and then we'll talk.
All right, man.
I know you've had nothing like this in London.
Damn. That's so good.
Fantastic, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. New York knows what's up.
I like the ketchup and the mayo on here. This is like a saucy sandwich.
Yeah. I've been to a bunch of places in New York that do chopped cheese. Mm-hmm. And they're always very good. This one is on next level, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they say they originated it, but they've also certainly, I think, perfected it.
I mean, he said he's been making these since like 1988, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
That's
Been
a lot
making
of
these for
chopped
a while.
cheese.
There's a lot of chopped cheese.
And I think that shows. He really, really knew what he was doing. Watching that guy in action, watching a master craftsman at work. I love the bread on this.
Oh.
He was toasting the rolls.
No, it's key.
You really get like a
Watch.
crisp on the outside.
You see, obviously, this is gonna be different from like we went to Philly and had cheesesteaks. It's nothing like a cheesesteak.
There's a few like bare bones similarities. Obviously, like, you know, it's beef, cheese, and bread in some kind of combination, but like the way they've gone about each of those individual ingredients is just completely different.
Yeah,
The crunchy toasted roll, the chopped up hamburger.
yeah.
While it is hamburger, I feel like the quality hasn't dropped off from like what I guess was ribeye mostly on a cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're just using a really good quality beef hamburger. It's getting the same treatment on the grill, really flavorful and juicy.
I mean, this is nothing new to a New Yorker. Like everyone in the city knows about the chopped cheese. It's incredibly popular. It's a mainstay of the bodega menu. But it's crazy to me that people come here and they've never heard of this.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, you've never heard of this before?
I think maybe the cheesesteak just has a better PR campaign going on.
Yes.
But honestly, I feel like this is a sandwich made by the people for the people, you know? This is just kind of like hitting all those aspects that you want from like a satisfying, fast sandwich for your lunch. This is sick, man.
All right. Yeah. And so what did you think of the bodega vibe just in general versus, I don't know, corner shops or cafes you have in London?
I think it's really cool. I feel like bodegas seem to form much more of like a part of the community in New York than they do in London and possibly just anywhere else. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, sure. It's just like this nice, like, independent corner store that everyone living by in the neighborhood can kind of like always depend on for something to eat, to get the groceries they need. You know, hot cup of coffee. I don't really get that in other cities, at least not in America.
No, and definitely not in London. I will say, like, I'm sure some people out there have a corner shop that they go to regularly and they're like friendly with the guy. But I think a lot of the time, particularly in the UK, you don't get that many independent shops anymore. A lot of the like corner style stores will be run by chains or will be things like a small version of a Tesco or a Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't have quite as much of like a personal feel to it, which I think is kind of sad because I like the community aspect. It's not just a place where you will go and buy your milk and your newspaper. It's a place where you can go hang out, chat to the guy, get like a nice fulfilling meal. I just think it's really cool. I like it.
All right, I'm glad you liked your first chopped cheese. Taking another spot does chopped cheese a little bit differently. Let's go right now.
All right, man.
At spot number 3, I took you to a cart, I took you to a regular bodega, and now we've combined the two. We're going to the bodega truck. What I like about this guy is not only is a merge of the cart that's mobile and the bodega menu, but also today I want to get you something that's a mix of a chopped cheese and a bacon, egg, and cheese, right?
Okay.
The first two we did, combining number 3, getting the best of both worlds.
Right, real like hybrid going on here. I'm here for it. I like it. I feel like it shows how popular the bodega sandwiches are if someone has taken them and made it mobile.
Yeah.
I feel like there's demand for it. It must be pretty good.
Just get a temperature. How you feeling right now after 2 sandwiches?
I've got room in the tank.
All right,
Let's
good.
go.
Let's get a sandwich. Hey, bud, what's happening?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Great, great, great. I think we're gonna go with the good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, please. I just gotta ask you real quick, how long you been doing this truck?
It's been 2 years, actually.
Oh,
Just
2 years?
turned 2
Nice.
years old, yeah.
And how often are you out on the streets?
Wednesday through Sunday. We're in a different borough every single day. We
Nice.
try to go to different communities, different areas of New York. We're in, different boroughs.
Nice. I just noticed you guys have quarter waters here?
Yeah.
How much are they?
Now they're 50 cents.
The quarter waters are 50 cents?
I mean, everything is up.
The dollar slice of $1.50, the quarter waters are 50 cents? Oh my God, this has to stop. This has to stop. Awesome.
Does your bodega cat have a name?
His name is Manny.
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 Nice.
Manny the
You
manager.
got the Tims here too.
Manny
This
the
is
manager
great.
of
It
the
was mine
Tims.
when I was younger.
Wow, for
No
real?
way.
I love that. Awesome.
That's
Perfect.
the good morning.
Thanks, man.
Thanks
Have a
so
good one.
much.
Let me know if you guys need anything else.
Thank
Dude,
you.
thanks, pal. Chopped cheese meets a bacon, egg, and cheese. Boom.
Oh man.
Bro, you kidding
Oh,
me?
look at the cheese pull.
I want to point out the egg was a sunny side egg, so
Yes.
it's running over, not scrambled, and also it's got hash browns in it.
Oh.
But of course, I'm seeing bacon. I'm seeing the chopped up hamburger meats. Yeah, my guy, he had a ketchup and mayo combination he puts on here.
There's no lettuce or tomato like there was on the other
Yeah.
chopped cheese, so I
But-
would say it's maybe leaning slightly more towards like the breakfast sandwich than the chopped cheese.
I mean, I said it a few times before, but I'll say it again. Everyone's doing it their own way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
how
man.
good is that? Yeah, this is fantastic. It maybe seemed, when I said he's doing 2 sandwiches in one, like, might be overkill, might be like 2 delicious tastes clashing with one another, but no,
Yeah.
actually they work perfectly together.
It's harmonious. Yeah.
I do like, it's a little messier, but I actually like the sunny side up egg. I like the yolk kind of spilling out of the sandwich, flavoring it. Bacon's nice and crispy.
There's a lot
Oh.
going on, but it does work. Mhm.
And the hash brown.
Yeah,
Hash
man.
brown's a secret weapon here. So that really gives it almost this thickness. It absorbs all the flavors.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I would say maybe the first bacon, egg, and cheese that we had was more of a sort of like, I can get this on the way to work, and then I can go sit down at my desk, have a productive morning. I don't know if I would want to eat this as a breakfast food.
No.
Because I feel like if I had this, I would not be answering many emails in the morning.
Yeah, this says you eat it and then go back to bed. Fantastic though, right?
It's good. Really good.
Well, don't get too full up on that. So we couldn't leave without trying the homies chopped cheese. Get in there, the OG, the original. I'm not thinking the last 2 sandwiches we've had. It's in lettuce and tomato. It's got a mayo and ketchup mix. Of course, cheese.
Yep.
It's in there.
All the same ingredients as like the Haji's chopped cheese.
Yeah.
Slightly different composition.
Bigger
more,
roll,
more
right?
of a roll than
Yeah,
like
bigger
the,
roll, yeah.
the hero roll.
I'm going in.
Looks very good.
Wow.
Man.
It's fantastic. Definitely a heftier sandwich. It feels like there's more meat on this one than there was on the other 2 that we've had.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. Every component is seasoned, has a lot of flavor.
He's his own mix of cheese, right? It's like a cheddar American mix that he makes.
Okay. This is
Okay.
like a beefy
Yeah, it's
boy.
thicker. But I mean, if you look at the price point, it's a little bit more, but also feels like you're getting a little bit more.
Man. I just love the way that when you chop up the hamburger like this and then add the cheese, it just forms like one homogeneous mass, doesn't it?
Every bite, you get everything in it. You can see why my guy wants to like drive around the city and provide this for people who don't have access to it, right?
Yeah, man.
It's a really smart idea.
It really is. The more of these I eat, the more I'm just like, why do we not have these in London?
I agree. Why not? Now I notice you're still eating it.
I can't stop, man.
All right,
I'm so
well,
full.
you're gonna have to stop because I got one more spot to take you, and it's a very special spot that I think you're really gonna like.
Okay.
Ready to go?
When the food's this good, it's really hard to stop, but
give it back.
I will.
All right, on to the next place. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. May I help you today?
I want to do a bacon, egg, and cheese. I want you to do it with these jumbo honey buns the Aki way.
Sure. The only way. You can't forget your bab.
Never, never, never.
Never. You guys want a hash brown in there, a mozzarella sticks, the Aki. That's what it is.
What is
that
the
what it
Aki?
is?
Is that the Aki way?
The Aki way.
Then give us the
With
Aki
the
way.
hash brown and the mozzarella
Yes,
sticks.
let's go.
Go on then. This place, man.
This is gonna kill us. This bodega has become TikTok famous. It's called the Aki way. What they do is, on top of making a chopped cheese or any type of sandwich you want, you can grab something off the shelves and throw it in there, and they can kind of incorporate it the Aki way. I'm going with something I saw on TikTok, so I know it's going to be good, but I'm morbidly curious if they could make one with like these apple pies. We got brownies here, we got ho-hos. I mean, I've seen some videos of them make some crazy stuff. I think I saw one where he made a sandwich with Skittles, which I don't know, which is funny. I don't know how good it would taste.
That might be too far.
Do you think they could? I'm not going to ask. Do you think they could do like a chopped cheese or just puts the whole thing inside a pound cake? All right, that would be ridiculous.
I will say, American Bodega seems to have like a really good range of pre-packaged baked goods.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of lends itself to the Bodega Deli style.
Yeah, I love how these guys have just embraced the idea of, yeah, we'll have it your way. You want us to throw something on there, we'll do it, you know? I don't know how common this is in all of New York.
No.
We came here specifically to do this, so. And
what they're
unfortunately, the guy is not here today, so it's all good. We're getting a lot of bacon,
That was like
baby.
10 strips of bacon at
I
least.
know.
We can't forget the bev. Gotta get
Oh,
some
yeah,
bevs, man.
yeah. All right, what do you thinking is going to pair well with bacon, egg, and cheese and honey buns? I mean, I feel like this is like an Arizona iced tea vibe,
Yeah.
right? I feel like there's got to be
I
some
don't know
sort
if I've
of.
had one before.
You never had an Arizona iced tea before?
I know they're famous for like kind of cap the price at $1.
That's right, 99
really
cents still. They even put
holding
it.
firm.
They even put it on the can so no one can try and upsell them. Does that track? You think like iced tea would go? An Arizona iced tea would go well with it, or are you gonna go with a Gatorade?
I'm down for one of
Gatorade?
those. I've probably had enough Gatorade this week to last me a lifetime.
Now that I think about it, it's gonna be really sweet with the honey buns, right?
Is there a nice savory iced tea?
I
that
don't
we
think
could
there
grab?
is. I'm wondering if I want to turn down the sweetness. What else do we have here?
This type of variation is very uncommon in the UK.
Right.
This is just so many choices. We
I mean,
have
look at
what?
this.
This entire row of fridges.
Arizona iced tea,
More around the other
Arizona iced
side.
tea. I mean, they got two whole rows over here.
Like 19 different Gatorades. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed now. My small British brain can't comprehend the choice on offer here.
Yeah. I feel like this sandwich is gonna kill me.
American cereals also baffle me. Why do you have a Wendy's Frosty cereal?
Because Wendy's Frosties are delicious, and I don't want to wait till noon to have one. I want to have it with my breakfast. I went to shops in the UK that were about this size that had like half of the stuff at the most.
Yeah.
That's really funny that even you guys, you have spaces this small, and you still have like nothing in it.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know where we're going wrong in like optimizing the space.
Hash brown, gonna be legit. Mozzarella sticks. He's also putting, do you notice he was putting shredded cheese in the egg that he's whipping up?
Oh my God.
Come on, dude. Come on, right?
What a delicious way to die horribly of heart disease.
Dude, this is gonna be like a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle. Or bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle, yeah.
The Bodega McGriddle.
Yeah, this will be these are Bodega McGriddles. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can I see that real quick?
Yeah.
A somewhat alarming amount of fat and sugar in this.
I'm sorry. Now's the time where you're suddenly concerned about your fat and sugar intake? We've been this whole week. We've this whole video.
True, and I
What?
feel like we're gonna put cheese and stuff on it anyway, so it's fine. Let's just
Dude,
do
they're
it.
gonna load this with like mozzarella sticks and stuff. But what is suddenly you're concerned about what?
Oh my God,
Bacon and cheese on a honey bun, the Aki way and the only way.
bro.
Now we wrap it up.
Yeah, cut that bad boy in half.
Result is
Yo!
can't get your bab.
Got
Never,
it.
never, never.
Never.
Man. So this is maybe the most ridiculous sandwich I've ever
Yeah.
laid my hands on.
Honey buns, bacon, egg, cheese, mozzarella sticks, hash brown. I covered it in syrup. This is massive, dude. This is intense. I want to dig into this like right now.
I'm glad this is the last stop of the trip because I'm gonna need to lie down immediately after I take a bite of this.
Yeah. Ready? Let's go.
How much of this can I get this all in one? Let's go.
Yeah, dude. That's actually amazing. are actually amazing. Oh my God.
It's actually kind of good.
It's great. I think it's
actually really
fantastic.
good. Somehow that all kind of works
It
together.
all works together. It's so fantastic.
When he was making this on the grill,
Yeah.
I was convinced this was like 2 sandwiches, like
Yeah.
someone else had ordered.
Yeah.
And then he just
He
somehow...
just thought he was supposed to do 2 because there was 2 of us.
Maybe. And then he
Nope.
somehow just fit everything he was cooking onto one
This thing
sandwich.
is just, I got.
Jesus, man. Yeah, the mozzarella sticks really work on
It
this
works
for some
with it. I
reason.
thought it'd go-
How does this work?
Everyone's used to being able to specialize your food with what's on the menu, what meats or cheeses you have. But the fact
Yeah.
that like take anything in the store and we'll make it work, I think is very interesting. And we could have grabbed, trail mix and Welch's fruit snacks. And the guy who's making is like, yo, this is gonna suck.
It's
But
gonna
you
suck.
gotta get paid
You're gonna pay for
so-
it. It makes sense. You have all this stuff at your disposal. Why not just throw it on a sandwich? People love this. It looks impressive. I was worried it was going to be all just how it looks, the like TikTok viral sensation, and that it would actually taste really bad.
Yeah,
But somehow,
it's fantastic.
it's actually really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think the McGriddle comment actually does hold up. That's the vibe that I get with the syrup, particularly.
Yeah.
The honey buns with the bacon and the eggs and the cheese.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's actually fantastic,
really
man.
cool. Love it. It's getting crowded in here, so let's go someplace else and a debrief.
Perfect.
Ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. I mean, that was a bodega experience.
I feel like we really covered every possible thing a bodega has to offer there.
Right.
I feel like a real New Yorker now. It's great.
Yeah, I took you to 4 different places today. All kind of did sandwiches their own way. 3 bodegas. Well, 2 bodegas, a bodega truck, and a cart. It's like a bodega, I guess. I really just snuck that in because I really want you to try bacon, egg, and cheese. But after all that, what do you think of bodega culture here in New York City?
I love bodega culture.
Yeah.
I actually think going back to London, this might be the one thing that I would take back to there with me if I
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
I just think it's a great idea. Like, we have convenience stores, but not many of them have a place where you can also go get a hot, fresh sandwich.
Yeah.
It's a nice kind of community vibe as well in a bodega, I think, compared to some of the equivalent shops in the UK, particularly in London. So yeah, I just think they're really, really great.
I do think every one of them had one great thing going for them. Mama Joe's, I mean, she's been doing it forever. Starts at midnight. There all morning. Coffee was incredible. Bacon, egg, and cheese was incredible. I love the location right there in Manhattan.
Haji's, the original chopped cheese, fantastic sandwich.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
Fantastic.
Have to pay homage to where that whole thing kind of originated from as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. The bodega truck. Bodega truck, I just love how this guy, he brings the bodega to you, you know what I mean? And who knows where it's gonna be tomorrow, but if you see it, guy's gonna make you an incredible sandwich. Love the baby Tims hanging from the window. Guy had, quarter waters up in front that now apparently are 50 cents. Everyone's hurting, man. It's tough times.
Yeah.
But those sandwiches, incredible, right? And of course, Aki Way,
Akiway.
right?
Man, that honestly shocked me with how good it was.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a gimmick. Mm-hmm. I took a bite and I was like, oh man.
it's incredible.
And then I finished the whole thing.
Yeah. And we're already thinking of like what we're gonna have them make next time we go.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It really makes it like an event.
Yeah.
And I know that some people might roll their eyes at someone taking a classic thing like a bodega sandwich and putting what is a very, very unique and different spin on it, and maybe could be considered a little bit gimmicky. But honestly, the result, man, I don't think you can argue with that.
Yeah, it was really good. Mm-hmm. And one thing is for sure, we're not at all acting like we just discovered these places.
We are not.
Okay?
No
So-
one could accuse us of that.
Yeah, so when you visit the blokes back in London, you're having a pint with the lads, and they say, oi, what bodega should I go to, mate? What are you gonna say?
It's really hard to say. I think for a very authentic bodega experience and possibly my favorite sandwich of the day, I think Haji's was really, really great.
Okay.
I thought that chopped cheese, it's the original. I know other people have put their own spin on it,
Yeah.
but that I think was just a really, really, really good sandwich. Simple, but elegant, tasty. Can't really ask for much more than that.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Bodega game in New York is strong.
Okay, so that's it. Food Tours Season 2.
We did it.
2 weeks. We're exhausted. We're fat. Our veins are clogged with LDL cholesterol, the bad kind. Triglycerides through the roof. I've had a headache for 2 weeks. Doesn't help that we went out every night. I don't know why we kept doing that. Do you want to show the audience the sweatshirt you bought for your girlfriend?
I can do, yeah.
Okay, let's go. Look at that. Let
New
them
York,
know.
baby! I feel like, particularly after today, all the bodegas, I do feel like a New Yorker now, man.
Yeah, that's right. You are.
It's all right.
You're like most New Yorkers.
Yeah.
You've been here for like a minute.
Yeah, it's great. I love this city.
It's great, right?
I hope I get to come back soon. I hope I get to hang out with you again soon.
Yeah, probably.
Either here or maybe somewhere else.
I don't know.
Who knows?